I see them talking in the comments like they Wall Street kings. Whole account smaller than my Monday swings. Trying to flex a chart with no volume in sight. Bro, your gains look thinner than your stop loss might. I'm trading pre-market while you're still in bed. Buy the fear, sell the hype, then I double my spread. While you beg for a rally, I'm shorting the dream. Turn a red candle into a money machine. I don't chase, I replace, make the bag rotate. Pockets thick like fat Kohrs, eating off your mistakes. You pray for a squeeze, I just press on the gas. Turn your dumb little phone motor cash in my hands. Every trade got precision, every move got a plan. While you losing your rent, cause you trade like a bitch. Lame. Y'all act like Buffett, cause you read one book. Took a loss, now you shook, trying to blame the crooks. I don't play fair, I just play to get paid. Turn a gap down, open to a private estate. You still posting screenshots, hoping they care. I gestured out a play that don't even seem fair. While your bag holding pennies, I'm pressing the spread. You trade like a simp, I trade like the feds. I don't chase, I replace, make the bag rotate. Pockets thick like fat Kohrs, eating off your mistakes. You pray for a squeeze, I just press on the gas. Turn your dumb little phone motor cash in my hands. Every trade got precision, every move got a plan. While you losing your rent, cause you trade like a bitch. Chase, I replace, make the bag rotate. Pockets thick like fat Kohrs, eating off your mistakes. You pray for a squeeze, I just press on the gas. Turn your dumb little phone motor cash in my hands. Every trade got precision, every move got a plan. While you losing your rent, cause you trade like a bitch.
Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where we have a very exciting Friday. Not only are we concluding the week, but we're also concluding the month, and we are doing it in style with an inflation report coming in about in 7 minutes. We're getting the PCE report, the personal consumption expenditure, aka the most important inflation report according to the Fed. So what's your guess, folks? Is your guess bullish? Is your guess bearish? How are you feeling today? Are we going to conclude the week and the month on a solid note, or are we going down and down and down and down? I'm kind of curious where your minds are at, and I don't want you guys to cheat, so I'm asking you now. You can't do this Monday morning quarterbacking type of thing. I want to know where your mind's at, and I want to know where your mind's at now, because that's all that counts. I want to see if you guys have that Notre Dame ability this morning, or if you're more along the lines of we're just going to rip it and see how it goes. Bearish. Your boy Slick coming in bearish. Fart Brewery is over finally. Fart Booberry. That's an interesting way. Buffalo shirt boys, Matt, making it the stack say, oh yeah, of course, I have on the lucky bell. When you have such an incredible event such as the PCE report after the market got its balls kicked in yesterday, as we have craziness going on with tariffs, as things are on edge and there's a good money making opportunity, of course your boy has to rep the lucky shirt. Like, of course I have to. Are you ill? I am ill with all of these gains, brother. Folks, I want to show you where we're at in pre-market right now. SPY got destroyed yesterday. Pre-market not looking so good. It is slightly green. The Qs are getting clocked right now. You have VIX picking up to 21. You have Bitcoin hanging out just below 81,000. And we are all waiting for the inflation report. Stock futures rise ahead of the key inflation report. And that's what we're waiting on. Right now, the lines in the sand are currently up on the screen. The core PCE month over month, 0.3. The core PCE year over year, 2.6. That's what we're going to be looking for. The TLDR is this. Without giving you a boring economic monetary policy discussion, if you come in hot, that means inflation is higher than anticipated. That's a no bueno situation, especially it's doubly, triply as bad when we're considering what's going on with tariffs right now. So hot inflation in a general sense is not good. It would be uniquely bad in our current monetary policy backdrop, excuse me. I have a lozenge in a lozenge? Lozenge. What is the word? Is it lozenge or lozenger? Whatever it is, if inflation comes in hot, no bueno. Look for vol to pick up. Look for the overall market to dump. Look for your favorite equities to also dump. If we come in cool, we might have a shot to bounce at these current levels. We are at key support. The overall market, the S&P 500, did recently get the downside gap fill. We just got that right at market close yesterday. So there is an interesting opportunity here. Of course, if that happens, I'd be looking for puts to be closed out. And as that negative delta is being removed from the system, we could get what's referred to as a Vanna rally. We've been talking about that recently. That's totally possible. But right now, the general sentiment is not so good. And we know the recent inflation reports also coming in hot. So if that is by any measure a leading indicator for this report, once again, not going to be so good. So I have no particular prediction of how this inflation report will go. If you watched the update video yesterday, you know, out of the last 10 PCE reports, it's pretty much flipping a coin. 6 were gap ups, 4 were gap downs relative to yesterday's close. With respect from open to close, as in today's trading session, the pit session, it was 5 versus 5, 50% flipping a coin. But what's interesting is this individual day. So I'm not really talking about the PCE report, but I'm talking about the seasonality of today, the final trading day of February. Over the past 27 years, 33% of them have been bullish, as in 66% of them have been bearish. So roughly 7 out of 10 times this day is won by the bears. Now, is that a guarantee? No, I'm giving you the odds right there. Roughly 7 to the bears, 3 to the bulls. So can the bulls win? Of course they can win, but the odds aren't really supporting them. So I guess I just want you guys to be prepared for the day. The PCE report, not the best statistical edge. Like I said, flipping a coin. The seasonality of the day, definitely favoring the bears, clearly. But what it's going to come down to is what either is in this report or what isn't in this report. But all I can definitively tell you is that we're going to be getting a little bit of insight from our boy, Rick Santilli. And whenever Rick's in the stream, you know it's going to be a good day. So right now, just to show you where we're at, here's the SPY, here's the Q. SPY a little green, Q's a little red. The VIX is hanging out at 21. Bitcoin is just above 80,000. You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to the 15-second here just so we can see it. Folks, we are 90 seconds out from this report, so you got to cast your vote now. Are you bullish or are you bearish? Are you going green or are you going red? If you vote afterwards, it doesn't count. Let your opinions be heard. Let your predictions be heard. I don't think it's good to be a trader with predictions. I think it's better to react. But hey, while we're waiting here, killing about 60 seconds of time to see what in the world either is or isn't happening, let your votes be heard. Are you bullish? Are you bearish? What do you think's going on? You got to vote now, because if you vote late, it just doesn't count. Bear, neutral, bearish, red. Damn, this sucks. Bear, red, going bearish, because then it will be bullish. JR. You guys are just saying good morning to everyone over in the gang there. Well, good morning. Red, green, blood red. Post the poll so we can vote. Well, we don't have enough time now, Tonto, because we are about 30 seconds out. I just want to make sure we are up to date over here. Cool. I have the volume. Stocks making. All right. We don't really need that right now. So we have the volume on. You guys are going to be good when he gets popping off here, but you're going to be able to tell pretty quickly. The SPY is roughly trading at 586, and we are 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Welcome back to Squawk. We're just seconds away now from the Fed's preferred inflation gauge PCE data. Take a look at futures. Dow's up close to 200 points right now.
Did it
Nasdaq
freeze?
up about 13, 14 points. The
Whoa.
S&P 500.
First tick to the downside, then a pop.
Our good friend Rick Santelli is standing
Here's
by.
our boy Rick. Initial move to the upside.
Number of the day and week.
Rick, get
Sure.
Rick's in chat. Let's see those
these are
Ricks in
definitely
chat.
Numbers of the day and week, and they're populating slowly. Let's go in reverse
There's a
order, shall we?
oddly
They're on the
delayed
wires
reaction.
now. Personal income, more than double expectations. A powerfully strong, up 0.9%, almost up 1 full percent. And this is the highest read going back to January of last year. So a 1-year high on the income side. On the spending side, a completely
spending.
different
Give us the
story.
inflation,
We're
brother.
expecting a number up a couple of tenths. Well, it's down a couple of tenths, down 2 tenths. That's the weakest spending number going back to, and I'm going to have to go back to February of 21. February of 21. We had the
In line, month over
-1/10.
month.
That was March of 23. So these numbers have been mostly
Consumer
small
spending
to the
is
upside.
dropping.
This is
That's
a big
good.
drop. Now, if we look at real spending,
Income
adjusted for
higher than
inflation, it
expected.
gets worse. Down 0.5%. That'd be the weakest level also since Feb of 21.
Inflation. Okay, so
Now
inflation
the meat
came in
on
at
the bone
expectation.
here, PCE
Income.
index, the headline number month over month, up 0.3 as expected. And do keep in mind, even though it was as expected, to find a higher number, you're going all the way back to January of 24, which was up 0.4. Now, if we look at the PCE year over year, it's up 2.5. It's up 2.5
Expectation.
as expected. 1/10 cooler in the rearview mirror. 2.5 would be the smallest number since it was 2.4 in November. Do remember last month's 2.6, which still stands unrevised, was
Some
the highest
big Rick
since
energy.
April of
Hell yeah.
24. Now
Hell
let's
yeah.
go back to month over month and switch categories to the core numbers. Core PCE month over month, up 0.3 as expected, 1/10 hotter than the rearview mirror. To find a hotter number, you're going back to, depending on how you round, 0.34 in March of last year, or 0.5, which was January of last year. And finally, maybe the most important number of all, 2.6 on the year-over-year core PCE. That's as expected, and the rear-view mirror was updated from 2.8 to 2.9, which would make
Markets are
last month's
green
2.9
on
the
this
highest
news.
since March of 24.
Giving a little bit back, but the
Reverses
SPY
to
popped to $1.50,
2.6.
giving 50 cents back.
2.6, well, to find a smaller number, you're going all the way back to March of 21 when it was 2.2. So we can argue here that the numbers are basically a bit better than expected or as expected on inflation.
Yeah.
The spending numbers, both real and unadjusted for inflation, are a bit scary here. Now, real quickly, let's take some other things out of the way here. On the trade balance, the January final read, well, it goes to minus 153 billion. This is just downright incredibly large. The biggest pre-COVID deficit we had was minus 78 billion. The data goes all the way back to 1989. There's nothing higher than minus 153. Last month's minus 122 was also an all-time high. So these trade balances, the amount of money that's in this country is really large, and we could debate whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. We know the president doesn't like it. Retail inventories drop again. This is another oddity here. Down 1/10. Last month was down 0.3. It's now down 0.5. You have to go way back to find back-to-back
VIX
negative
dropping a little
numbers
bit,
on this.
vol
You're going back to
dropping ever so slightly.
2021.
Bitcoin
Now, if you
tried
look
to
at
pick up,
wholesale
got smacked.
inventories, an exactly opposite picture, up 0.7. That's a powerful number. To find a higher number, you're going back to August of 22. So retail's going down, wholesale's going up. Interest rates right now are moving higher on these data points. If you look at what the low yield has been intraday on all of these moves in tens, it's basically about 421, 422. Right now we're hovering at 427. Last week we settled at 443 to show you how much we have dropped. Andrew and the gang, back to you. And just one notion here. Everybody in the last couple of 3 days has been talking about how, we always know what these numbers are. We could calculate them. There's some surprises here. And, there's surprises on a lot of numbers. So the notion of, we can get pretty close on expectations might be overplayed. Back to you.
Okay, Rick, thank you. Steve Leisman, want to get over to you,
All right,
Professor.
what's Steve have
Your
to
take
say?
on these numbers, sir.
He looks dialed in.
So two conflicting themes that I'm looking at here. The first thing is, Rick does such a wonderful job. I always wonder if there's any other data to report. There is one, and he might even have mentioned this real spending, inflation-adjusted spending, falling 0.5%. That's not a good sign, but let's put it in context. A surge in
Pop
spending in the
gave a
fourth
little bit
quarter,
back, but
and
holding
then it
kind of
looks like
green,
consumers
still
took a
just
break. We
above
don't
the
know if this is
closing
part of
value
the
from
decline
yesterday on the SPY
in
and the
sentiment
Qs.
that we've registered, or just taking a break, and perhaps what economists have mentioned, which is potentially a weather-related issue. You had a lot of cold weather in January. That can affect spending. Now, that could get you worried unless you took a look at the savings rate, which surged from 3.5% to 4.6%. Why did that happen? Well, Rick gave you the numbers. Surge in income, decline in spending, the savings rate popped back up. That creates some potential for future spending down the road. I don't know the sources of the income. I'm looking here at increase in personal current transfer receipts, compensation, and personal income receipts on assets. There's been huge dividends out there. We've talked a lot about how the wealthy have been behind a lot of the spending that's been out there. Ultimately, I think this is a good number for the Fed. Sure, this January number is a lot better than the surprise we got a year ago that derailed what we thought were efforts for rate cuts. And I could perhaps update the outlook for Fed rate cuts, but where we are right now, guys, is we were looking at before the number about a 70, or call it a 60% chance of a second rate cut in October. All that outlook had been brought forward. So I think this keeps the Fed on track. What we're going to look for is modest inflation in the next couple months, unless those tariffs come in and start to push up some of these prices and give the Fed pause. Andrew?
Steve, what I can't figure out in all of this is if you really are sitting here and if Jay Powell is watching us now and he's trying to sort of take these numbers, but he's also having to think about what comes next, how he's supposed to sort of square the two.
How is he supposed to square the two?
I don't
All right.
think he
This is getting to the point where
try.
it's getting absurdly boring. So let's move on for a second. Here are the key things you need to know. So the core PCE year over year 2.6, hitting expectations of 2.6. That is just the straight up inflation report, month over month coming in. Income. So income was higher, spending was less, which means saving is jumping up. That's just what Leisman was talking to right there, right here. Spending lower than expected. And then income higher than expected. When income is higher than expected and your spending is lower than expected, of course, your savings is going to be higher than expected. If you look at the month over month, the consumption, that's less. This is the big one right here, 0.3. So inflation coming in at expectations. But what's kind of moving the market slightly up right now is, once again, savings higher than expected. Less spending, which is good because we're trying to dampen demand, because remember, inflation in a general sense is too high. And then when your spending is coming down and your income is going up, of course you have higher savings. So that's the major news that all just came out. Right now, we're still slightly green. Of course, it's not like we've recovered from all the craziness that happened yesterday, but you can see the VIX getting hit ever so slightly. So we're slightly up since this announcement, but the overall situation is still pretty brutal. If you look at the daily chart, lower highs, lower lows. We broke major support to the point that we actually got this gap fill yesterday. And everyone in the Discord knows that we were playing for this gap fill. Absolutely crushed it. On this trade alone yesterday, I played it on two separate accounts. I believe I just did the math, locking in around $63,000 yesterday. Net profit, locked in, absolutely crushing it. Once again, between two different accounts. One was in the 40s, one was around 20, so it was about 63. But it was a phenomenal trade playing for this gap fill. And there might be more today, for all I know, if it cracks. Of course, I have all the key levels laid out for us. I will be going over that. But since we have so much time this morning, we're going to get into some other things as well. But if you're just joining right now, the TLDR of what would just happen, why we're seeing a bit of green, maybe a potential relief, is inflation came in at expectations. And really it was the income, spending, and saving where we're seeing a little bit of green, but I honestly don't think we're out of the woods yet. Looking at the option structure of the day, I mean, we're seeing some serious levels that if they snap, we might have another look out below type of a situation. Very quickly, before we get rocking with this, I do want to remind everyone, not only is it the end of the week, end of the month, it's not only an inflation day, but it is in fact a payday Friday. You guys have been here before. You know, if you watch this stream on Friday, we're giving away prop accounts. We're giving away cold hard cash. So let's see if anyone put their name in here. Yep. Already 26 people did. So if you haven't already, it's pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. It is the pinned comment on locals, but you've been here before. We pick a competitor from Rumble. We pick a competitor from YouTube. We pick 3 people from locals. All 5 people race for the $150, and then the 3 people selected off of locals will also be getting a prop account. It is all sponsored by Vanquish, so shout out to them. Right now, with the code Goonie, not only do you get 20% off, but you're going to get 1 free reset if your first test doesn't go well. If you guys don't know what Vanquish is, obviously before, you've seen me doing a lot of sim to fund trading. That's on the futures market. I know futures trading isn't the most popular thing to trade. I know a lot of you watching this right now are far more interested in options. So if you want to paper or do sim to funded trading with options, as in risking someone else's capital as you're refining your own trading methodology, mechanism, system, whatever you want to call it, Vanquish is the place to do it. And right now you get a nice deal, 20% off, 1 free reset. Just make sure to use that code Goonie. Very cool. Check it out. Like I said, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Code Goonie, 20% off, 1 free reset. You're going to see all the details here. You're going to find the link there. Just make sure to actually add the coupon code so you get the discount. But we're going to be doing the giveaway. We're going to be doing the race around 10:30 today. So you have between now and 10:30 to figure out how to get into here and throw in your name the way 30 other people already have. So I want to call that out. It is a payday Friday. We're going to be giving away some good stuff. And then hopefully we also have a really, really good trading session. Speaking of which, I want to see if any of the option structure has really changed upon that announcement. Let's zoom out. 5,900. 5,800. This is the biggest level of the day right now, 5,800, which is kind of scary because that means from this exact point, the SPX could drop 80 points, which is about $8 in the SPY. So there is still legitimate chance for considerable downside. With that being said, there's obviously legitimate chance for decent upside. If we take out 5,900, we might be pushing 5,950. So today, I actually do already have this up. Let me show you this. Let me switch over the screen. The expected move on the day, we're looking at 46 points, about 0.8%. That's a good $5 on the SPY. This isn't necessarily calling out bullish or bearish, but we might be looking at a $5 move on the SPY today. That's like what the options market is currently anticipating. Remember, the volatility, the implied volatility is generally overstating realized volatility, so it might be less than that, but on crazy days like this, it obviously could be more. Interesting side note here, I don't want to get too far down this rabbit hole, but the most actively traded options this morning, Tesla, NVIDIA, SPY, Qs, and AMD. So if you're a fan of Tesla, NVIDIA, SPY, Q, AMD, you might want to be paying attention because there's a lot of action going on there. Welcome. I see that a lot of people are joining in right now. Once again, we started early today because we got an inflation report. The inflation report came in right at expectation. It wasn't hot. It wasn't cool. The reason the market's slightly up is because we got good numbers related to income and spending. Income went higher, spending went lower, which inherently means savings is going up. The market reacting a slight amount of positivity to it, but I do want to clarify, I don't think we are out of the woods. What we're really going to have to see is the option structure and the delta movement right at market open. So to get prepared for that, we need to explain the backdrop. We know right now a lot of things are moving because of political reasons. And one of those is actually Trump meeting with Zelensky today. Trump softens tone on Zelensky, but not on backing for Ukraine. I don't know where they're getting that headline from because we also have this clip, which is absolutely hilarious.
Them is not the best.
Mr. President, do you still think that Mr. Zelensky is a dictator?
If you didn't hear it, he's like, the reporter was like, any comments on you calling Zelensky a dictator?
Did I say that? I can't believe I said that. Next question.
Did I say that? I can't believe I said that. And of course, we all know he said it. He literally messaged it out on Truth Social, calling him a dictator and basically referring to how he didn't think that the elections were legit over in Ukraine, which obviously is comedic on varied levels, but wild stuff going on. So anyway, from a political standpoint, not only are we seeing a little bit of a backlash from the whole Epstein list stuff today, which I think many people were, I don't know, in a certain way displeased about, because it doesn't really seem like we got any new information. But the other political thing kind of going down today is we know Zelensky and Trump are meeting. The expectation is that Zelensky signs the mineral deal, as in the U.S. gets the right to Ukrainian minerals. So we're going to see if that happens. Zelensky to meet Trump in bid to salvage U.S. support. The Ukrainian leader hopes to finalize a mineral rights agreement with Washington and appeal for security guarantees. That is allegedly going down today. So my anticipation is that nothing crazy is going to be happening, but let's wait and see. You definitely need to have your notifications on times like this. The other very, very big thing going on that's more impactful for monetary policy, the economy, and thus the stock market is tariffs. Trump's tariff onslaught is coming faster than his team can carry it out. Administration officials are privately indicating that the full reciprocal action will take longer than April timeline to implement. So there's a couple moving parts here, and let me do my best to explain. Right here, Fed's favorite core inflation measure, 2.6% in January, as expected. Inflation coming in at expectation. So the story, the tune, the ditty of the week is Trump and tariffs, the trade war, the tariff war, the drug war, whatever you want to call it. It is causing clear bearish sentiment. Trump says Mexico and Canada tariffs will start March 4th, as in next week, plus additional 10% on China. So we already knew he was going to hit China with 10%, but kind of the hot new news of the week is that he's going to do another 10% on top of that. President Donald Trump said his proposed tariffs on Mexico and Canada will go into effect next week, March 4th. China, which already faces U.S. tariffs on its products, will be charged an additional 10% on the same date. And then from this point, really referring to the EU and the UK, saying, yeah, we are also at the start of April, once again, not the start of March, but the next month, the start of April, looking to do reciprocal tariffs. So there's a lot of tariff news going on, and clearly, if you saw the market at all, you know it was not a fan of it whatsoever. China vows all necessary measures against new U.S. tariffs. China faces new 10% tariff on March 4th, day before key meeting. Beijing pledges to expand domestic demand, stabilize markets. So not only is China trying to clap back, so is the UK, so is the EU. Do they have much, are they bluffing? Yeah, probably, because Trump knows that he holds the cards. Is this going to be mutually detrimental for all parties? Of course it is. Of course it is. But the fact that the U.S. has the largest economy means that we can withstand the pain the most, which means that the other parties are most likely going to be waving the white flag. This is game theory, and obviously Trump knows that he's in a position of power. He's a position of leverage, and this is what's going to be going down. If I had to anticipate, similar to before when Canada and Mexico were quickly on the phone and saying, hey, we're going to do what you want. We're going to secure the border. And he's obviously, at least with the neighbors who are directly connected to us, obviously up north Canada, down south Mexico, it seemed to be very much more about hey, cut the flow of fentanyl. Obviously, China, that's going to get super political, so maybe we shouldn't go into those waters. But that conversation is going to be very similar with China. A lot of arguments are that some fentanyl is coming out of China. So I would assume that's going to be a piece of the conversation. But more importantly than just that, is going to be, do these countries, Canada, Mexico, and China, and even a little bit of the EU and the UK, are they all going to be okay, man, we're just going to give you what you want. Please don't put the pressure on us, because we know pretty much with the swipe of his pen, if Trump wanted to, he could send all of these countries into a recession. That is not a bombastic, hyperbolic statement to say. That is a very literal thing to say. Now, could that prompt us to go into a recession as well? Of course it could. Of course it could. Which, who knows? There's some legitimate argument out there that maybe that's what they want to happen, to bring the 10-year yield down, and then that could open up the door for potentially near the end of this year getting a little bit more quantitative easing, which would send the market sky high. Yes, that is a potential path. It'll be interesting to see how this all plays out. From an active swing trader perspective, it's hard to really predict what's going on this one. It really is. I think there's a lot of paths that we could take that all are like, you can't be, I suppose, doing a quantitative breakdown to predict it because so much of it is politically based. Obviously, there is a very positive, bullish path out of this. If everyone comes to an agreement and all the tensions boil down and we're all hunky-dory, holding hands, singing Kumbaya, great. There's also the other path where what if the option structure goes absurdly bearish, the tariff situation, the trade war situation gets even worse? What if no one decides to capitulate and it becomes a pissing match and then we get a massive sell-off? Like, all of these things are very realistic. And that's why when I say it's stupid to be predicting, it is stupid to be predicting. You should just be reacting, because right now it's not really even a prediction on like the pure math of the market. It's a prediction on political developments. And unless you are the person within like, I don't know, in an in-depth insight knowledge to what's going on politically, we're just kind of sitting on the edge of our seat day over day, trying to like really just wait and see what is going on. So remember, folks, as an active trader, your job is not to be predicting. You should not be attempting to predict any of this, because if you do predict, you're going to have about 50-50 accuracy. You're going to be right half the time, wrong half the time, within that 10% delta. What you should be doing is just reacting to these developments. Look for the breakouts, look for the breakdowns, look to play reasonable structural changes with minimal risk. That is your goal. But anyway, this is going to be big news, not only today. Obviously, we have the Zelensky-Trump meeting today. Next week, we're going to have a lot of tariff and trade war talk. I think things cool off getting into the March OPEX. I actually am a big believer that we have a bit more downside here, but then I think we're going to have a big pump into like the late March, April, May time period. After that, I think there's going to be an additional sell-off. I think this summer is going to be pretty bearish. But if I had to like just basing exclusively off the current option structure, I think late March into April or May is going to be very bullish. I think it'll be choppy, slightly bearish until then. And then after May, June, July, August, especially August, I think is going to set up to be pretty freaking bearish. But this is based on the current setup of the options market. Obviously, really focusing on the quarterly expirations within the options market. And that's just right now how I see the structure. The structure can always change. People can buy, people can sell, people can double down, triple down, they can cut their positions, they can do whatever they want. So of course, day over day, we just have to monitor it, which is going to relate so much to what this tariff news really is. China vows to retaliate as necessary after Trump threatens another 10% tariff hike. Remember, the Chinese team, the representation, and the Trump team representation is going to be meeting mid next week. China's Ministry of Commerce said Friday that it firmly opposes U.S. President Donald Trump's latest threat to ramp up tariffs on Chinese goods and vowed retaliation if necessary. If the U.S. insists on its own way, China will take all necessary countermeasures to defend its legitimate rights and interests. The statement followed Trump's announcement yesterday that it will slap China with an additional 10% tariff starting on March 4th. That is just around the corner, just after the weekend. It does really make swinging anything over the weekend uniquely difficult, because I'm betting that there are developments over the weekend, and it's so incredibly difficult to predict if it'll be positive or negative. There's quite a bit of weekend risk this particular weekend to whatever your positions are. It doesn't matter if you're playing with futures or options, calls or puts, equities. There's quite a bit of risk because you just don't know which way the news is actually going to be breaking. So please pay attention to that. Like I said, it's not just Canada, it's not just Mexico, it's not just China. Trump signals US and UK could reach a real trade deal without tariffs. So it sounds like that the UK might already kind of sense which way the wind is blowing here and might already be giving him what he wants. US President Donald Trump signaled that the UK could escape tariffs amid ongoing negotiations, sweetened by the British Prime Minister's a visit to the White House. The Washington leader stressed that he was very receptive to the overtures of Starmer and noted that the two countries could arrive at a deal that could be terrific. Trump advocates tariffs as a means to reshape commercial relations, eliminate trade deficits, and promote domestic manufacturing. But analysts warn that the U.S. consumer could end up picking up the tab. So there's a lot of question marks about which way this is going to break. And it seems like each other major trade partner is going to have its own narrative. It's not like they're all going to go one way or the other. So I think the EU and the UK are probably going to be similar to the vibe of Colombia, where they kind of just do what Trump wants the fastest, if I just randomly had to guess. But remember, I'm no political expert. I'm no tariff expert. But I think the interesting discussion with Canada, Mexico, and China is going to be a little bit more complicated, a little bit more nuanced. So the TLDR here is there's still quite a bit of uncertainty in the market. One random comment, one random tweet, one random post on True Social could send the market sky high. It could also obviously cause it to plummet. I highly, highly, highly recommend you turn on your notifications for whatever you believe to be the fastest media source. I also very much suggest turning on your notifications for Trump's True Social account. If you're an active trader and you're not directly getting those notifications for Trump, which ideally is as fast as you possibly can, you're just asking for absolute pain. Remember, today, the big news of the day was the inflation report. Came out at expectation. Spending went down, income went up, saving went up. Also, just so you know, we get the Chicago PMI at 945. With respect to individual equities, I did see some interesting things that I wanted to share with all of you. Meta plans to release standalone Meta AI app in effort to compete with OpenAI's ChatGPT. It seems like the AI fad is here to stay. Every company and their brother is creating their own AI model. I'm really surprised that Meta didn't do this earlier. If you just think about its own data set, its own unique data set related to WhatsApp, Instagram, Threads, and obviously Facebook itself, the fact that it has such a large data set to train its own model on, its own LLM, I'm surprised they didn't get into this game earlier. So it's kind of about time that they did it. And I think this is actually, in the long run, going to be very, very beneficial for them. So if you're a Meta supporter, I know we have a lot of Meta supporters in here, and for good reason. The stock has ripped for quite a bit. And I think this is, in the long run, going to push it even higher. Meta plans to debut a standalone AI app during the second quarter, so not too long from now. The Meta AI app marks a major step in Zuckerberg's plan to make his company a leader in AI by the end of the year, ahead of competitors such as OpenAI, Alphabet. I don't think really Alphabet's been doing that well in this particular world. I hear a lot about Grok. I hear a lot about ChatGPT. I hear a lot about Claude. I'm not really hearing that much about Google's effort. Meta also plans to test a paid subscription service for Meta AI, taking a cue from OpenAI's monthly fees for access to the more powerful versions of ChatGPT. I don't mean this rhetorically. I very much want to ask you guys, for those of you who are using these AI systems, who is your favorite? Are you guys just kind of fans of the first one, ChatGPT and OpenAI, just because that was the first one that caught all of our attention? It's the first one that really went absurdly viral. Or are you like, nope, I'm more of a fan of Elon and I like what's going on with Grok? Or are you guys more of using the Claude Sonnet? I know there's a lot of thoughts and opinions of who's better, and it feels like they're all trying to outdo each other, and they're all doing tests saying, oh, nope, this is the most powerful. This is the most powerful. But from a consumer standpoint, I'm very curious about which one you guys are using the most. Grok, ChatGPT, Grok, ChatGPT, Grok is insane. Cursor, Claude, FAI. Okay, Jefferson just doesn't like the robots taking over. Interesting to see that most of you are actually DeepSeek. That's funny. Grok. Interesting. So most of you are using Grok right now. I thought there would be more ChatGPT discussion. Grok, really? I knew it would be popular, but I'm a little bit taken aback by this. That it's man, you guys really it is being I'm looking at both chats right now, and it seems like Grok is by Yahoo Answers. Hell yeah, brother. All right, last thing for Meta. Meta announces experimental Aria Gen 2 research smart glasses. Meta revealed the latest version of its experimental glasses intended to help bolster research in AI, robotics, and machine perception. The Gen 2 represents the latest step by Meta in its efforts to build out smart glasses into the next major computing platform after the smartphone. Kind of interesting. There's been many companies attempting to make smart glasses work, and just no one's done it. The first company who successfully does it, obviously, they're going to get the lion's share of the market, but no one's been able to do it whatsoever. So if Meta can pull this off and AI off, like its own AI model and make it somewhat popular. If it can even pull off one of these things, I think that's a very, very interesting development for them. I think that'd be a very bullish development. But right now, it seems like we're kind of way too far out to be able to even reasonably predict if this is going to be a success or not. So wanted to share that kind of cool news with Meta. Actually, where is Meta in all this craziness right now? Still somewhat trying to hold. I mean, Meta's rip is like, I mean, ever since November of 22, when it got all the way to 87, folks, this has not looked back. I get that maybe if you're in the short term, you're like, man, it fell from 740 all the way to 660. As soon as you zoom out, you realize Meta is a disgusting monster. As much as it ripped, any major dip was clearly to be bought. You can't talk smack on this type of a performance. I get that in the past week and a half, like the overall market, there's been quite a considerable sell-off. But man, oh man, what a dominant performance that Meta has been on. Speaking of taking a step back, when you take a step back and you look at what's going on with Bitcoin, you realize that there's a legitimate, clear breakdown. I'm looking at the weekly chart right now of Bitcoin ever since late January, where Bitcoin hit the all-time high of 109,000 off the enthusiasm of Trump becoming president. Obviously, Trump thought to be very supportive of the crypto sphere. Well, all those gains have pretty much been given back. We just recently clocked a low of 78,000. I believe it happened late last night. Well, depending on the time frame you're at, you might have been sleeping. But anyway, we're kind of at this 50 EMA in the mid 70s. I see major support in the lower 70s. So I'm looking for a test of roughly the mid 70s, plus or minus a couple thousand in there. I think there could be, well, we're going to find out today. If the VIX keeps popping, I bet we have Bitcoin continuing to go down and down and down. Looking at the 30-minute chart, right here, it was around 4 a.m. that we bottomed out, around 3:30 a.m. So it's showing a little bit of a relief right now. But to be clear, this trend is still down. Lower highs, lower lows. I think anyone with eyeballs can see that this is clearly a bearish trend. Even this pump right here, I wouldn't call this bullish at all. I mean, look at it. We're still just clearly trending to the downside. This is a natural mean reversion bounce. If anything, this might be like a bow and arrow, like you're pulling it back to go down even further. So I'm going to be watching this closely. I want to clarify, I'm still a Bitcoin investor, but in the short term, it's very evident that it's bearish. I think you can be a legitimate investor, a sound investor. You can still support what's going on in the long term, and then in the short term, be honest with yourself and be like, dude, this is obviously getting crushed. Bitcoin down 25% from all-time highs. Crypto, I don't even know. I would call it just the kick to the balls, but that's just, I guess, me and how I would make a more interesting headline. But anyway, down 25%. Bitcoin hit a high on January 20th, the day of Trump's inauguration. The decline is part of a widespread sell-off in digital assets and the overall equities market. Related to crypto, not necessarily Bitcoin, but this is a very interesting development. SEC says most meme coins are not securities. That is a big win for people who are degenerately trading meme coins, that it's not a security. It's a big win for people who are not pumping meme coins because they're not going to get in trouble with securities law then. But right here, the SEC issued a long sought after guidance Thursday evening saying it does not deem most meme coins securities under U.S. federal law. Meme coins typically have limited or no use or functionality and are more akin to collectibles. It is in the division's view that the transactions and the type of meme coin described in this statement do not involve the offer or sale of securities under the federal securities law. Persons who participate in the offer and sale of meme coins do not need to register their transactions with the commission. Accordingly, neither meme coin purchasers nor holders are protected by the federal securities law. So you have it here from the horse's mouth. Meme coins are not securities. They are apparently just collectibles, which means a lot of the people who everyone's like, oh, the SEC is coming after you. No, they're not now, because this is just collectibles. What is this? Microsoft is shutting down Skype after a 21-year run. Here's how it lost out on the video call. Yeah, because everyone's going to use Zoom. But I guess we got a little bit of breaking news right there. Skype shutting down. So just wanted to let you know what's going on with meme coins. And now let's get a little bit more into the market. Now, first of all, the market has had a wild week. I mean, look at this. Starting out on Friday, we closed out at around 600. We got a little bit of a pop. We sold. We sold again. We tried to revert. We got smacked at the 50 EMA. We got smacked, and we got smacked hard all the way down to getting this downside gap fill from mid-January, more specifically Tuesday, January the 14th. And right now, we're showing a little bit of life in pre-market, but not much. I see Bitcoin's up, but I see vol is, that's a little scary. VIX is picking back up slowly but surely. And even on this positive inflation report, as in it came in at expectation, the SPY is not moving much. We are just above yesterday's close, and the Qs are literally like kissing. They are kissing yesterday's close. So right now, we are in a pretty precarious situation, if you ask me. But today's going to be an interesting day. If you guys want, we could go over this in more detail. But just to very quickly give you my thoughts and figures of what's going on, remember the green line is yesterday's high, the red line is yesterday's low, and the white line is yesterday's close. We like to pay attention to those because, as we've talked about ad nauseum at this point, you get a lot of interesting stats, facts, and figures knowing if we're breaking above the high or breaking below the low. The one thing I want to throw at you guys today, the low from yesterday, 5858. If we break that, if we break to the downside, which we are pretty freaking close right now, we are at 5884. So we are not that far. Oh, hang on. Let me upload this one more time. We are at 5876. Are we below this? Okay, no, we are not. We are roughly where my cursor is, kind of right around this key options level. But roughly where my cursor is, we're at 5876. If at any point today we break below this low, remember, there is a 76, 77. There's a 3 in 4 chance, a 3 out of 4 chance that we close today below yesterday's close. So once again, let me reiterate that, and maybe we'll get some arrows in here. If at some point in today's trading session, we're roughly anticipated to open about here. If we drop below yesterday's low, obviously tracking on SPX, tracking on SPY, then there's about a 75, 76, 77% chance that we will close today out somewhere below yesterday's close, the 5861 area. Now, we might close below it by a cent. That would count as a win. Or we might close below it by 100 points. I don't know. But I'm just telling you, like, the odds of us closing somewhere below that, which especially if you're a premium seller, you're going to say, okay, that's very interesting. It's about a 3 in 4 shot. So I want to call that out. Now, of course, the opposite is true as well. If we break below or break above yesterday's high, then the same odds are true to close above the close. The reason I'm not so jazzed about that is because we're not really anywhere close to yesterday's high. So the odds of us taking out yesterday's high are just like slim to fucking none. We could go over this in more detail closer to the market open, but yes, I have the high from yesterday, the low from yesterday, and the close from yesterday, but you're going to see all these yellow / golden horizontal lines. Those are the key option levels. If we were to open right now, it would be 5876. That is pretty much just below the first key options level. So this would be my bull target number 1, followed by my bull target number 2. Remember, coming into any trading day, of course, I have my bias for one reason or another, but regardless, I'm still going to play whatever the trend is. So every single day, I break it down. What is my bull case scenario? What is my bear case scenario? I do not think it is appropriate for any active trader to be thinking, oh, like, I'm just going to only be bullish. I'm going to only be bearish. No, you should be react to the incoming data. And the reason I break these levels out beforehand is because then I don't have to think about what my targets are. Like, I could just say, okay, what is the trend? I'm going to play it accordingly. And that's why I lay out my bull and my bear targets beforehand. If you're curious how I get these bull and bear targets, it's just from reading the options chain. It's just from seeing the open interest change, and basically everything related to gamma, vanna, charm, all that good jazz. These are the key option levels. So regardless, bull target number 1, bull target number 2, which is the second target, 5,900, is obviously a key technical and psychological level as well. So this is probably going to be a very strong level. And then if we break and hold above that, this would be my third target, 5,930. Remember, today we're expecting some serious move. I mean, we're looking at a 50-point move on SPX. That's what the options market is anticipating, which is roughly equivalent to a $5 move on the SPY. We're going to get some good range today, most likely. Now, on the flip side, if we break down, this would be really my target 1 here is yesterday's close and low. My target 2, 58.50. We're seeing some interesting action there. Then we have a little bit of a target here somewhere between 58.30 and 58.25, which is why I cut it in half. And then we have a major level at 5800. Let me do a better job and actually show you some different visuals here. This is the current open interest for today's expiration. You can see there's a big node somewhat close at 58.50, but a larger node at 5900 and a larger node at 5800. So a lot of the times when we see these nice round numbers, we wonder, why does the market exactly react to it? Well, the market reacts to it because humans are trading exactly those levels. Because of whatever reason, people like to trade at those whole levels. So when so many people are trading there, it very quickly becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. But regardless, today's open interest, as in for today's expiration, you see the biggest node at 5800, the next biggest node at 5900, and then just with respect to where we are, obviously 5850, you got to watch those levels. The open interest change from overnight to right now. Actually, let me reload this just because some of that data is probably altered since we got that report. So what are we looking at right now? We are seeing 5,800 is still where we're seeing the biggest open interest change. That's interesting. And then 5,900 as well also stands out to me. Looking at the volume from last night to right now, surprise, surprise, we're actually seeing quite a bit of volume deep down. This is concerning. The other thing that I see concerning is right here. You can see that the yellow is calls and the blue is puts. I find it a bit concerning that what's getting more action right now, to the tune of about 50% more, are the puts. 34,000 puts have been traded. Only 23,000 calls have been traded. And that's on allegedly good inflation news. So this is jumping out to me in right now, which is painting my bias a little bit more in the bearish direction, if I'm being completely honest with you. Obviously, I might change my bias at any given point, but the fact that we've traded 50% more puts rather than calls already after this report, a bit concerning. Once again, it's going to jump out to you. 59.30, we called that out. 5,800, that's a big one. 57.70, that's a big one. And I would suppose at this point, the very reach target would be 57.35. The odds of us hitting that are very low, but obviously it's potentially within the game today. And that was just the volume. And now if we look at the difference between the buying and the selling, it gives us an idea of a little bit more of the aggression rather than just the calls and the puts. We see quite a few long puts being purchased for 58.30. So I want to call that out just because that is, I mean, look at it. It's the biggest net delta on the day, and that is long puts. Now, of course, they might have structured it where it could be some sort of debit spread, not a credit spread, a debit spread, because they are long. There's players out there, and remember, the market makers are going to be the inverse of this because they're the ones writing the premium. But I do just want to call this out. The key levels we're seeing sold calls at 58.40. That's interesting because that means someone wants it below 58.40, and then we're seeing long puts at 58.30, which means someone wants it below 58.30. So very interesting. But once again, we are roughly slated to be opening in the realm of, let me update this one more time, around 58.70. We're talking about self 30 or 40 points to the south side. So I have no crystal ball. I don't know how today's going to go, but I can tell you if things start to break, we have some very, very interesting downside targets. Very interesting downside targets. So I want everyone to properly be prepared for that. But on the flip side, on the converse side, if we get and hold above 58.80 and make a foundation there, I think there's a pretty easy play up to 5,900. And above that, it could get a bit more interesting. And of course, you got to be prepared for that case. But in terms of probabilities, I do think, just from seeing how the options are currently structured, I do think that these targets are going to be more likely. Want to be very clear about that. Now, with these targets, and you might be thinking to yourself, should I listen to this guy? Should I not listen to this guy? I would say right now I'm on what sports fans would be referred to as a heater. So right here, I didn't sell any premium yesterday. I know a lot of the times when you get these daily degen reports, I'm talking about following Piper, which is a premium selling strategy. I don't really do that when the volatility is picking up. Selling premium is good when vol is collapsing. And right now we're not in a vol collapse environment. So from a premium selling perspective, I made $0 yesterday. Piper was still right. Piper was a 5 out of 5 confidence, but instead of me selling this premium, I actually took more of the linear bet. So anyway, Piper, the base signal, and you get this if you're in the Discord, was 537. Obviously, that's the base signal. You could scale it up to your heart's desire. That returned $63. But instead of me selling premium, I went long puts, and you can see I just absolutely fucking murdered it yesterday. I made 40 plus grand on this account. And if you guys want to see this in real time, in the past week, I'm up 63. In the past month, I'm up 86. And year to date, about 84. So I don't know what other proof I could possibly give you, but remember, you can get into the Goonie Trading Discord for free. The promo code is Goonie, Goonie, is how you can get all of that stuff for free for a month. My swing trades, my day trades, general discussion. We talk a little bit about the prop stuff. We have access to all the private lectures. Folks, you get full access to literally everything for free if you use that promo code Goonie. It is a riskless trial for you. If you like it, great, stick around. If it's not for you, just make sure to cancel your account within the first month, and you're never going to be charged anything anyway. But as I just showed you, I mean, I could log right back into my public right here, just so you know that I'm not editing anything. You could ask anyone in the Discord that I've been calling this stuff out in real time. There's my numbers. I don't know what else to show you, but right there. Year to date, we are about 2 full months into the year, up about 84,000, absolutely crushing it, up about 100% return in about 8 weeks in the year. I don't know what else I could possibly do to convince you. We talked a lot about this yesterday of I have no issue of people, whatever, being gurus, furus, but if they're not willing to show you their trades and their trade logs, it's a little bit suspect. So whether I have success or failure, ask anyone in the Discord. I'm as transparent as I possibly can be. I tell you when I get into the trade, I show you pictures. I always try to screenshot everything. I build out the logs. We do separate with the day trading. We do separate with the swing trading. And right now with the rise of volatility, swing trading has been absolutely dominant. Absolutely dominant. So check it out, pinned to the top of chat, in the description of the video. I highly recommend you guys getting in because it costs you nothing. Just make sure to use that promo code Goonie. And as soon as you're in, it's going to look a little something like this. You sign up for locals and obviously, first of all, get involved in the giveaway today. Like you might as well if you're on locals. But then to get into the Discord, there's a giant Discord button right there. And then there's also the second or third pinned message. There's the link to the Discord. So as soon as you're on locals, you have to be a supporter. At that moment, you either come to this message and follow the link, or you click on this giant button right there. And please understand that it updates every hour. So if you were to sign up right now, your account will be approved after you go through the syncing process at 10 a.m. You have to sync your account, and then it's approved at the start of the next hour. So if you do it right now, you're going to have full access at 10 a.m. If you do it at 10:01, you're going to have full access at 11. The database updates every single hour, just to throw that out to everyone. Now, if you don't want to sign up, there's still a lot of freebie things. That's for the premium supporters. A premium member is called a supporter. If you just want to be a member, which has always been free, it always will be free, you still get access to this newsletter. I break down the previous week, what I'm looking toward in the upcoming week. I give you all the earnings. Most importantly is the little cheat sheet of all the major macroeconomic events for the day. So for example, today we already got the income and spending. That was good. Inflation came in at expectations. We know that Barkin is speaking right now. We get some PMI numbers at 9:45. And then we have consumer sentiment coming out at 10. This is going to be another one to pay attention to. 10 a.m. is going to be an important one. And then also, I do want to remind you, I give you the seasonality for each individual day. This is the hypothetical equity curve you would have if you bought at open, sold at close on the S&P 500 futures market for this individual day. You can see it's nothing but trending down, down, down. Over the past 27 years, the bulls have won this day 33% of the time, as in 1/3 of the time, while the bears have won this day 2/3 of the time. So is this by any way a guarantee of me saying today's going to be bearish, YOLO your account on puts? No, I'm giving you the odds of it. And when I think about this seasonality, and I'm also pairing it together with the current option structure, all right, it does truly give me a bit more of a bearish bias. But remember, none of this stuff is guaranteed. There's always going to be what's referred to as variance in the game of trading. So that's the setup for the day. Obviously, when the market opens and we have, what is it, about 12 minutes, 11 minutes, we're going to be tracking the flow to see what's going on with the SPY, what's going on with the Mag 7, what's going on with your favorite equities. Of course, we're going to be getting into that. Don't forget, 10 a.m., we have that announcement. I'm prepped up. Obviously, I still have my option swing account. I'm ready to be crushing it on that. Just to show you guys, I haven't done any of these trades yet. All my accounts on my futures right now, perfectly flat. We've been on a tear ever since last Friday. Friday, 60 grand, Monday, 60 grand, Tuesday, 60 grand, Wednesday, 20 grand, Thursday, 60 grand, and who knows what we're going to bring in today. So the futures accounts have been absolutely on fire, which is a welcome change of pace for me, because you guys know 2 weeks ago I took a massive hit. So I'm slowly but surely trying to build my accounts back up to where they need to be. So just to show you, obviously I'm attempting to be as transparent as I can. Haven't traded anything yet. If I see an interesting opportunity, I'll try to shout it out in real time. I'll try to show that to you in real time. But I do want to remind you, it's not just a crazy day in the market. It is in fact a payday Friday. So we're going to be selecting someone from Rumble, from YouTube, 3 people from locals. We'll have 5 competitors. 3 of them will be getting a prop account from Vanquish. And then one of them, whoever's the winner of the race, is going to be getting $150 of cold hard cash. We're going to be attempting to do that giveaway around 10:30 today. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Make sure to check it out. And obviously, if you want to do sim to funded trading, which I'll show you my account right here. Right now, I'm actually doing very well. Like, this is one of my best streaks on Vanquish. You can see that I am not on a performance account, or I'm not on an eval account. I am on a performance account. I'm currently up about 4 grand. So crushing it right there. If you want to do sim to funded trading, but with options, check it out. Use that code Goonie. You get the 20% off and a free reset. So when you put that all together, it is actually a pretty sweet deal. So with that being said, where are we in the larger scheme of things? You know what? We could see the VIX. The VIX is in the top right, chilling at 21. I want to see coin. Okay, coin's down to 206. I would much prefer that this cracks. There's a downside gap fill on coin to 197, which I am very, very interested in playing. I do have the alert set. 197.25 is my target on coin. The Discord knows that I've been rocking that one for a while. MSTR was finally showing weakness last night, and then this morning it's somehow bouncing. It makes me want to rip my hair out. I would much prefer, I mean, if you looked at the overnight trading, at one point it was sub 220, opened up today at 4 a.m. around 225, trading at 238. I don't understand how MSTR is not like way worse. I really, really don't. I'm looking for MSTR to, I suppose, capitulate below 221. And then from there, I'm watching roughly around 204. So those are some interesting downside targets. They're now, because of how weak it is at the opening, there's going to be an upside gap fill. But I'm actively playing these two right now. And those are my 2 live positions. Obviously, you're going to see the sea of red. I'm sure there's a lot of opportunity. Coin, lower highs, lower lows. MSTR, lower highs, lower lows. NVIDIA is getting cracked in pre-market. There might be a little bit of support around where it's going to open at 117, but be careful of this breakdown at 113. Broadcom also getting cracked. Breaking this, dude, Broadcom, this might be an interesting setup. I have no Broadcom play right now, but we're breaking the trend line. It got cracked 7% yesterday. We have interesting support at 196 where it's gearing to open up, and then there's that downside gap fill to 182. You might want to be watching Broadcom here. AVGO. Netflix still kind of holding. Palantir, Palantir might be having a bit of a breakdown. Meta attempting to hold. Tesla also looks like it might be going for this downside gap fill at 255. You got to watch Tesla. You got to watch NVIDIA. You got to watch Broadcom. You got to watch Coin. You got to watch MSTR. There's a lot of opportunity right now. A lot of opportunity. Remember, don't just arbitrarily chase it. Remember, you're still looking to get in with a reasonable risk to reward setup. But man, oh man, there's almost too much opportunity right now in the market. I mean, like, you're just going to drive yourself crazy paying attention to all the charts you should be paying attention to. But hey, I hope you guys are absolutely crushing it, and I hope you are ready for the day. Fucking man, I really missed out on this one. I missed out on old Broadcom for sure. And Tesla's looking weak. Dude, there's so much to be paying attention to, so much opportunity. It's an exciting day. It's a very, very exciting day. So I hope you guys are ready. I hope you are ready for whatever the craziness is. Oh, man, let's buckle up, Buttercup, because it's going to be quite the day. Now, I know we have about 7 minutes till the market opens, but as of right now, the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 30 minute, and the 4 hour are all bearish. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, 4 hour are all bearish on the NQ and on the ES. Obviously, we're going to be tracking some of these daily levels. I already gave you the high, the low, and the close from yesterday and all the key option levels that I'm paying attention to. As of right now, if we were to open, where are we at? We are at 5873. 5873. So roughly where my cursor is, just below a key options level and just above yesterday's close and low. So I'll be kind of watching this out of the gate. Obviously, that's what I'm always going to be doing. We have right now the Qs are right at their red-green move. We have the SPY slightly in the green, 585. So about $1 above where it closed out yesterday. But I think the opening is going to be crazy. So that's pretty much the setup on the day. This is the perfect time for you guys to ask your questions, comments, concerns. Do you have anything on individual stocks, questions on futures, questions on Apex, questions on the giveaway, questions on Vanquish, whatever's on your mind? This is the perfect time to ask as we're looking to kill about 5 minutes here. And as we are doing a little bit of a mini AMA, if you guys could, I would truly appreciate it if you could hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. That type of engagement, it really does assist me. I'm never going to ask you guys, hey, you have to give me money or anything like that. Of course, when you guys use the affiliate link, sign up for the Discord, super chat, of course, I appreciate it. But the only thing I'm truly going to ask of you guys is if you enjoy this type of content, obviously, I hope I earn your subscription if I haven't already. But don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Matt, Piper signals when to buy. When does it also signal to sell? It doesn't. It's based on holding till the end of the day. Obviously, you can modify it to whatever your favorite, trading methodology is, but the stats surrounding Piper are based on holding until expiration. But sometimes I still manage it earlier. Can you paper trade on Apex? Technically, Apex is all paper trading. It's sim to funded. Sim stands for simulated, as in you're not hitting, your trades aren't hitting the overall market. Thoughts on Fubo? I have no deep thoughts on Fubo. Does your Discord come with your OnlyFans? Of course it does. You actually get some specialty holographic feet pics as well if you sign up for the Discord. And that's like a today special type of the thing. So please don't tell the existing Discord members they're going to get really mad. They had to pay a lot of money to get my holographic feet pics, but I'm in such a good mood, making over $40, $50, $60,000 yesterday, that for everyone who signs up for the Discord today, you in fact will be getting holographic feet pics. But please don't tell the other Discord members. They're going to get jealous. Then there's going to be a lot of infighting. And before you know it, the Discord is going to turn into a Lord of the Flies situation. And it's going to get bad. So just if you're a lucky person who signs up today and gets those pictures, just keep it to yourself. We don't need all that infighting. Where's Piper? She's probably, I saw her a little bit. She was messing around with the cords, but it's probably her nap time at this point. That girl naps a lot. She's a big napper. I passed the eval and Vanquish, and I was still on an eval account, received a certificate, but I was still on an eval account. What's going on? That sounds weird to me. Your account should change, so reach out to their support. But literally, you should have a new account when you're on the web trader. Matt's thoughts on Lucid as if it's shorted or bad. Lucid, I mean, to me, it's a very weak EV play. I think obviously Tesla's the strongest EV play, and Tesla right now is getting crushed, but everything's getting crushed right now. So remember, when you're asking whether bullish or bearish, there's two different things. Are you an active trader or are you an investor? Obviously right now as an active investor, a lot of money is being made to the downside, even on some of the best quality stocks. But as an investment, I still like Tesla as a long-term investment. UNH is getting destroyed. Right now there's some political developments with it. I still have quite a bit of UNH in my long-term account. And I got it so long ago that I'm actually still up quite a bit, but I have to admit, I am thinking about switching that one out because right now the political winds are not so good for old UNH. Can I buy stocks you wore the day you lost 400K? Sure. We'll get those sent to you. You don't even have to buy them. I'll just mail them to you. I'll hand deliver them to you. For the person with Vanquish question, if your dashboard changes, then you're in a new account. Yeah, you do. You could check that. Isaac, that's a good call out. LEU thoughts. I don't know anything about LEU. Puts on MSTR. I already have puts on MSTR, so I'm already in. Establishment media is putting out hit pieces on Tesla to hurt Elon Musk. Matt, Maybe. I mean, the overall market's down. It's not like just Tesla's down right now. So, like, I mean, like, and also tariffs are uniquely going to impact automakers. So, like, if anything, one of the Tesla's as a stock's biggest problems right now is Trump, because the tariffs are going to hurt any automaker. Look at Ford, look at GM, like, look at all of them. They're going to take a hit. What is your strike on MSTR 200? Remember, all the details of my trades are in the Discord. I post them all in real time there. When I get in, when I get out, when I'm there in voice chat, I talk about the reasoning of it. But I'm not necessarily looking for it to go in the money. I'm just looking for MSTR. I really believe one of these days we're going to wake up and it's going to have a huge gap down. I thought that was going to be today, but obviously it was not today. It's taking a bit of a hit, but I just really thought there was going to be more pain involved. I mean, I'm surprised this isn't at 218 right now, no less 238. I don't see what's keeping this elevated. I don't think it can hold on for long. But once again, we're talking about an active trade. I'm not besmirching it as like a long-term type of a thing. Which channel on Discord? Just look at them. There's an entire Discord guide that explains everything going on in the Discord. All right. With all that being said, let's get ready. Dingity ding ding ding. The world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all. Play responsibly, and if not, have fun. Remember, money's not real anyway, and you can't take it with you when you go. All right, the SPY. As soon as we hit this closing value, gets interesting, might be support, but it gets more interesting if we take out, well, actually, the SPX already did. SPX actually opened up. That's interesting. SPX opened up in the red while the SPY opened up actually in the green. So let's be more conservative and say that both of them have to break the low. So I'm looking for the SPY to take out 584.65. Remember, there is a slight differential between the SPY and the SPX because the SPX is the theoretical perfect index, as in it's not really doing the buying and selling. It's theoretical. While SPY is like really having to do the buying and the selling. There's transaction costs. There's a little bit of lag here and there. So that's why there's that slight difference and differential between the SPY and the SPX and why they're not like match perfect together. So I'd say they have like 99% correlation instead of 100% correlation. Obviously opening to a bit of weakness. The Q's getting clocked, MSTR getting clocked, coin getting clocked. Speaking of my swing positions, how are we looking this morning? How are we look? Oh, another 3.8K. We're just stacking and stacking. Currently, my unrealized is 7.5 and 4. We're riding those. I truly believe that MSTR should be more. It's going to drive me fucking crazy that it's not. But hey, I'm at least happy to see green. I'm at least happy to see green. There are too many things to pay attention to today. There really, really is. Too many things to pay attention to. Too many things to pay attention to. Let me log back in. Let me log back in. Let me log back in. Here, let me get the options flow up for you really quick. We have been dropping on the S&P 500 complex. All right, Mag 7 as well. Here's a look at Tesla, drop, now popping, coin dropping, NVIDIA dropping, MSTR dropping. So I'm not really actually seeing any bullishness. I'm just getting a lot of alerts of things breaking down. Coin, I would, like I said, my clear target on coin, it's a no-brainer, 197.25. That's the downside gap fill from Tuesday the 5th. You might want to take all your profits there. You might want to scale out and see if it's going to keep dropping down to 176. That could be a pretty cool play, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a bit of a reaction right in this 200 to 197 level. Obviously watching that. MSTR, I'm looking at 220, 221. Then from there, I'm looking at 205. I really don't understand how this thing isn't just getting cracked more. Broadcom's interesting to me. Netflix, not that interesting to me right now. Palantir having a legitimate breakdown. Meta showing a bit of weakness. Tesla starting its downside gap fill. There's a downside gap fill on Tesla all the way to 255. All right, how are we looking? First 3 minutes down, options flow down, Mag 7 flow down. You know what we're going to do? We're going to switch this one up so we could track the NASDAQ just so I can quickly iterate between all this stuff for you guys. which is not loading, but the Mag 7 is loading. The SPY bounced a little bit at 932. I don't like to trade right out of the gate. I think it's smart to just let things develop. Of course, yes, there are times where right out of the gate, if you went short, you'd already be up a lot of money. But then there's times that we have pretty hardcore reversals. So for me, I think it's just easier to just kind of wait, just kind of chill, just kind of see how things are really going to be playing themselves out. You know what I want to see is AVGO. AVGO. Broadcom. All right, we're going to add that. Interesting options flow on AVGO this morning. Puts got closed on this gap down, but calls are also getting closed out. So puts closed and calls closed. Interesting development. SPY looking heavy. NASDAQ looking heavy. Mag 7 looking heavy. Sanity check. 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute, bearish, 5 minute, 10 minute, 30 minute. Everything is bearish right now. We took out the low. So right now we already know there's a 77% chance that we close the day below 5861. There's a 77% chance that we close the day below 5861. Let me get ready for this. All right. Just waiting for this to load. SPX. We're going to look at today's expiration. And where are we currently trading? 40. All right. We'll look at these. Ask. I'm just going to get ready. I'm not executing these yet. I just want to get ready with the order just in case I need to react and react quickly. A little bit of a pop here. 1, 2, 3 minutes of selling. Now we're getting a little bit of choppiness. I very much want MSTR to break down. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Broadcom, a little, everything. We're getting maybe a little retest here. NASDAQ looking weak. SPY, big pop on SPY. Mag 7 also getting a pop at 933. So weakness right out of the gate. It's attempting to recover, but the question is, will it be enough? The NASDAQ is still uniquely weak right now. Uniquely weak on the NASDAQ. While the SPY is actually showing a bit of strength. We just made a new delta high. That was quite a recovery, not on the 0DT, but longer duration puts are getting closed out. Remember, we might be in that scenario of a potential Vanna rally. Dude, this account's popping up 8.6K, 46%, 45%, 9.9 return, and a 5K return. That's looking nice so far. We have Tesla maybe saving itself a little bit. Palantir, Meta, Broadcom, NVIDIA, there is an upside gap fill to pay attention to. MSTR, I've already lamented about that enough. You guys know my thoughts. The VIX is picking up. Ooh. All right, little bit of a recovery here. Do we have a bit of a fake out, or is this pop going to fail? All right, we're still below VWAP. I haven't done anything yet today. I haven't changed any of my swing positions. I haven't added. I haven't removed. I haven't done any futures trades. I'm just waiting because I don't really know if we could identify what today's trend is going to be on just 6 minutes worth of information. So calm, cool, collected, folks. You do not need to rush any of this stuff. You really, really don't. There's going to be a plentiful amount of opportunity today if you're just patient. Dude, fucking MSTR. I don't get it. The VIX got all the way up to 22, coming back to 21. This is still a pretty elevated value. All right. This is an interesting spot to me. We had a pop from 934 all the way up to VWAP, a VWAP rejection, the volume weighted average price. That's this like white dash line. Interesting to me. It's definitely interesting. All right, we're going to be patient. We're going to look for that perfect opportunity. The perfect opportunity. Maybe a secondary VWAP rejection right here. What do we have going on? We're dancing around VWAP. I'm cheating a little bit, and I'm bringing up another options flow tool. cheating a little bit. I'm watching this to see if the market is really going to react. We do have these higher highs, these higher lows. I'm kind of watching this trend, seeing how this one plays out today. Maybe, just maybe. Just maybe. I'm very interested in taking this if we truly do get a failure. What's the options flow looking right? NASDAQ pop, kind of not doing anything. Mag 7 is flat. The SPY is actually showing a little bit of strength. This is interesting because the SPY is attempting to hold this red to green move. Obviously, it went green to red, broke above it. VIX is chilling. MSTR is just going to make me angry. See, the NASDAQ is now flat. After a vomit pop, NASDAQ flow is flat. Mag 7 is flat. But the SPY, maybe we're turning here. All right, I'm going to take a shot at it on this breakdown. We're going to take a shot at it to see if we're just not going to hold this consolidation and actually break down. Remember with this, I mean, I was patient for the entry. I believe I'm trading with the overall trend. Of course, like, you don't know what's about to happen, but I can tell you the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 30 minute, the 4 hour are bearish. The 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 30 minute, the 4 hour are bearish. So the trend is to the downside. I look at the NASDAQ. We vomited, we popped, we're consolidating. Looks a little weak to me. The Mag 7, actually now that's showing strength. I don't necessarily love that look. But the SPY, it looked like it was finally showing some weakness. So I didn't want to go short here where there was strength. I was waiting to see if like the faucet of this buying turned off. And yeah, there was some longer dated call buying, but it was more of puts being sold. So we're going to see if it breaks my way. All I can tell you, maybe it does break my way. Maybe it doesn't break my way. I do know that as soon as we crack this low, that there's still a 77, 76% chance we close below 585. So I'm still looking for a push below that. I'm seeing the Qs get rejected here. I'm seeing the Qs get rejected at VWAP. I think various things were aligned for me. And remember, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. It all comes down to your risk management. You should never be judging like any trader trade off an individual one, because you could have the best setup and it might screw you. You could have the worst setup and you might make money. It's how you handle it in like the series of trades. So we just got a little bit of a flush here, a very quick bounce back. The success and or failure of this for me is going to be coming down to my risk management. So to be a smart risk manager, I'm going to be putting my risk just above the current intraday high. If you've watched me trade at all, you know that as this capitulates ideally into my favor, really if we take out 500, 502, 500, I'm looking at this second standard deviation. That's where I'm going to move my stop to break even. And then I have a freebie play. Those are my favorite trades where there's enough of a positive movement for me, profitable movement for me, that I'm like, okay, cool. I'd rather have my stop at break even. And if it comes back and knocks me out, that's life. It happens to me often. I would say a good 30 to 40-ish% of my trades are just break-even trades. But that's fine, because I view this game for prop trading on the futures market to be much more similar to like kind of fishing, where you never know what you're going to catch. You got to cast out the lure, and maybe sometimes you're wasting a little bit of bait, but every so often you might catch that massive, huge winning trend, and you never know where the trend's going to be. So I'm watching this. Of course, I want to make money. I already have well-defined risk. It's not too far away. Obviously, I'm trying to make money on every single one, but really my job here is to not be focusing on this downside risk, which I actually can move that a little bit. We're going to move that straight to 400. It's more of this right here. I need to be very, very careful of these recoveries. My job right here in front of all of you is just to be protecting my risk. The thing that's moving against me right now is actually not even the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ's fine. I'm seeing the SPY just got a random pop right here. This little pop on the SPY kind of screwed me over a bit. So I might have just got caught up in this fake out breakdown. Obviously, we had lower highs, lower lows. So I might be a little bit screwed here. It might be coming from my stop. But that's what happens. You know, I've showed you huge winning trades. This one, it seems like it's coming for me. And yep, just knocked me out. So my stop got hit. It happens. That's trading. That's life. I still believe that was a good trade. I still like that entry because this easily could have broke down and then just completely vomited. You never know where the market's going to go. All I could tell you is you have to have well-defined risk. And with a loss like this is still very manageable for me today. It is very manageable for me today. Obviously, if I didn't get out there, currently the loss would be worse. But now that I don't have the position, I could just wait. The SPY ended up ripping against me for whatever reason. People started closing out their puts and buying calls. The delta is really popping right now. So I'll just wait. I'll just be patient. Obviously, I'm still going to be looking for whatever structural changes I can find and try to take advantage of it. But I'm telling you, if you can keep your losses manageable, and for me, I would count this 50-point loss as manageable. I truly would. When you do that, it just keeps you in the game. That's like the mindset you have to have. You cannot have the mindset of, oh, okay, I'm going to be making money on every single trade. Of course, that's the goal. Like that would be trading with perfection, which is impossible. But what you want is in the long term to be running a system, a methodology that you trust in that is net profitable. Like I said, you guys could see I got right in here. It unfortunately broke against me. I used VWAP as my risk. It's just variance didn't break my way. It happens. It happens. But anticipating what's going to be happening today, I really do believe I'll be, if I can catch whatever the trend is of the day, I truly do believe I'll be able to, with relative ease, make that money back. So just waiting, just patience. Fucking MSTR's up. That's disgusting. Netflix is green. Palantir's down 4%. Tesla's battling. Oh, are we going to be turning now? I see the Mag 7's up. Are we flattening out? Let me go to the 30 second. Am I going to be getting another entry? And man, if I held to this point, that happens. Like this is actually, I believe, a really good teaching moment is these points where, yeah, you get out and it goes against you. And then you're like, well, it would have been better off if I just held. Yeah, that is true in this circumstance. But what about the circumstances that it just keeps going against you? Those are the points where you can legitimately blow up an account. And remember, you're always attempting to avoid the D-Day scenario. If there's a situation that like it could just be a legit blow up, that's exactly what you need to be avoiding. So for me, why did I get out right here? And of course, there was a little bit of slippage. You saw that my stop was a couple points closer. It's because if this did pop, I'd be down thousands and thousands of dollars if it just kept going and going and going, which is that possible? Of course it's possible. Like right now, you could have a lot of dip buyers coming in. You could have a Vanna rally. Any of that's possible. So in this situation, if I held to this exact point, would my loss have been less? Of course it would have been less, but that is not good trading. That is not good decision making. That is not good risk management because there is that off chance that these bars right here, we could have just kept going and going and going. Like, yeah, 100%. Here's what we see on the Mag 7. Here's what I see on the NASDAQ. SPY's coming down a little bit right now. The NASDAQ got a little bit of a pop, and you're seeing the Mag 7 flat. So this is kind of interesting. The 5-minute and the 10-minute and the 30-minute are bearish. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute bearish. On that pop, things tried to go bullish. Like it tried to break back out. This is an interesting kind of decision point. This pop right here, not only did we get above VWAP, but the shorter time frame EMAs try to go from bearish to bullish. So we're going to see who wins this battle. I'm trying to watch the options flow. Ever since 9:43, the options flow has been down. I do want to remind you that the consumer sentiment report is coming out at 10 a.m., which is in about 12 minutes. It's in about 12 minutes. We're going to see what's going on here. The question is if we do get this breakdown, am I going to take it knowing that the consumer sentiment report's coming out? I'm a little bit nervous about that. The S&P 500 complex is giving it back right here. We're dropping since 9:44. Right here, the SPY is potentially having a tough time at this level. All right. No, I don't want that one. We're going to play the 50s. Ask market 20. All right. Just getting ready. Saved itself right here. We almost had a little bit of a breakdown. Let's see if it takes out this high. So ever since 934, A, B, C, D, like whatever you want to call it, but I find it more interesting that we recaptured VWAP, we broke below it, putting in this higher low right here, low, low, low. So this structure, we're trying to get going, but I'm curious if it'll be able to take this out. Or right now, when I see a lot of whipsaw around VWAP, to me, that says things are indecisive. Right here, like, are we undershooting it? Are we overshooting it? What's going on? That's a little bit of a pop to try to keep it above VWAP. It got quickly smashed back. To me, there's many signs right now that this is just like indecisive, doesn't quite know what it wants to do. We're right at that trend line. I'll set an alert for this low breakdown. That could get interesting. Obviously, let's watch the intraday low as well. All right, we have these marked up just to know, get a little bit of auditory feedback if some crazy stuff is happening. All right, what in the world is going on? What in the world? Are we actually going to take this breakdown? We're below 600, which is right at VWAP here. What are we going to do? Looking at the flow, SPY is flat. NASDAQ just hit the high of the day, but it's turning down a little bit. MAG 7 is still actually pretty strong. The MAG 7 is strong based on puts being closed, a little bit of call buying, but it's a lot of puts being closed. A lot of this upward movement is Vanna rally related. It really is. So many puts being closed out that market makers just don't have to hedge as much. Are we about to get a little bit of a clock here? What? It's trying to decide. Remember, in 10 minutes, we get the consumer confidence report. In 10 minutes, we get this consumer confidence report. Am I really going to take this trade, this breakdown trade? Am I really going to do it? Am I really going to do it? The SPY is below its trend line. We could draw a new one. The Qs are at its trend line. Pretty evident one. Are we getting this? MSTR is going up. That's just going to piss me off. Oh, looks like it's saving itself here. Well, another little trend line bounce. All right, we'll mark out the intraday highs right now. Maybe, just maybe, the smart move at this point is waiting for that consumer confidence report to come out, because we're getting real close to execute this trade right now with only 10 minutes to go. People are going to react. It might be a bullish pop. It might be a bearish drop. I don't mind necessarily trading early the way I did, but that's the goal, is trying to get out before anything happens. Because really, I would argue that ever since 937, we've actually just gone range bound. I mean, you could see it right here. We popped up at 936, and ever since then, just flat. We popped up at 936. Ever since then, just pretty much caught in, I mean, this range is actually just encapsulated by 942 to 943. This 2-minute pop for 5 minutes before and more minutes after, that's the range we've been in. We've been caught up in this 2-minute range really since 937. So let's watch. And another way to show how it's indecisive is we're literally just getting pinned to VWAP. You could see these lower highs. You could also see the higher lows. As an active trader, as like a scalp trader, or whatever you're attempting to do, if you're a day trader, we are just, fuck. Is this breakdown actually going to happen? Right back up to VWAP, dude. I almost took that trade, and maybe I should have, or maybe it was smart not to. Are we actually gonna get rejected here? Look at it's just dancing right around VWAP. Once again, I do want to remind you, we're about 6 minutes out from the consumer confidence report. It's not like the end all be all report, but in the short term, you're going to see a little bit of volatility, a little bit of craziness from it. Look at that. It almost breaks down, comes right back in. almost breaks down, comes right back in. We're not getting it yet. This is what the patience is all about, team. Patience, patience, patience. All right, we're going to make the trend line a little bit more extreme just to be a bit more confident. Is this really, or maybe one potential thing going on right now is maybe it's just going to be hugging VWAP until the announcement, and whether the announcement is good or bad is what's going to decide if we break out or break down. That's totally possible. Totally possible. Right now, here's a look at the flow. The SPY flow is flat. The NASDAQ flow is slightly down. The MAG 7 flow, huge pop, giving a little bit back right now. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute bearish. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute bearish. But the 5-minute and 10-minute on both of these are not far away from testing bullish, which is, I guess, a roundabout way for me saying I think this could go either way. The Qs are right here. Or the SPY's at the trend line. The Qs are at the trend line. A little bit of a turn. What time is it? We're 5 minutes and 20 seconds out from this announcement. Dude, we're just like right on the edge. Either we're breaking out or we're breaking down. The market needs to decide soon. And whatever this trend is, I think is going to be a very, very nice one. Come on. Come on. I tried to play this breakdown here at 940. Obviously, it just got reverted, and then we got stuck into this consolidation, which I don't mind that. I still think that was a very reasonable trade to be in. Fuck. Is it actually going to be breaking down? I have to take it. I don't love it because of the announcement, but like this is what my system calls for. What I can do is if I get lucky and there's a push in my favor right now, what I can do is just aggressively move the stop in my favor, but it didn't go that much. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're also going to slap this trade on. All right, I am in at 1840, so we're going to get out at 1940. 1940. Verify trade. Okay, cool. All right. How are we looking here on the 1 minute? We are dancing around, trying to make some decisions. We have about 3 minutes to go. I'm roughly break even over here. It went quickly in my favor, bounced back, found a little bit of support here at this one standard deviation move from the VWAP, but basically I'm just taking this breakdown. Like it's a classic breakdown trade, and ironically, I'm in pretty much where I was in before. Before I was in at 59, and now I'm in at 61, so obviously, had I held that the entire time, I'd be break even, but I still don't believe that that was good risk management. What I do believe is somewhat good risk management is moving this down. All right. I'm going to slowly but surely attempt to move my stop down. Remember, I have this profit target out there in case there's a large vomit, but that's not necessarily my real profit target. It's just if there's like a puke and I'm not paying attention. What I care about is this stop. I very, very much want to move this stop to break even as quickly as I possibly can to take all my risk off the table. But if I'm being honest with you guys, I am getting a little bit nervous here. A little bit nervous because in about 2.5 minutes, we're getting a report that in the short term is going to prompt a little volatility. So it's kind of a 50-50 bet. But one thing that is breaking in my favor is the fact that right now I see the SPY complex is dropping. I see people selling their calls and buying puts. So the delta is dropping, which is good for me. The NASDAQ delta is dropping. The MAG 7 delta is dropping. So everything's starting to turn around 955 is where like there was that evident turn. So I'm hoping that this trend continues. The SPY just got knocked below. Oh, did that one got filled? Nope, I'm up. I'm up, I'm down. I'm up, I'm down. I'm in this. I bought some SPX puts on Vanquish. So we're going to see how this does or doesn't go, but it's going from positive, negative, vols all over the place. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, let's a little bit of a pop going into this announcement, perhaps. Oh man, I don't like slapping on a position right before, but it's like just what my system called for. I'm basically I am literally break even, so we're gonna see how this goes. All right, 70 seconds out. Once again, consumer confidence. This is not the end all be all report. Actually, are the Michigan numbers also coming out today? If the Michigan numbers are coming out, that could also be very interesting. I don't know if, what the fuck? Order canceled. What order? What order? Why did it say order canceled? I don't know what order they're referring to. All right, that's a little sketchy going into this. Doesn't necessarily make me... What order is it talking about? I am a little freaked out. I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know what's going on right now. All right, I have about... Do I need to maybe take all these orders off and then place them myself? Why is it screaming order canceled at me? Where are my orders? All right, cancel all orders? I think I just took the orders off myself. All right, I might have to manually handle this one right now. All right, the report just came out. What is it? Trump administration and Musk, that was 12 minutes ago. Oh, what were the numbers? What were the numbers? I'm afraid to look as I'm also trying to watch price here. Chicago PMI. All right. We got a little bit of a pop there. Do I just need to kill this? We just got above VWAP. Is it going to hold? We have SPY new intraday high. NASDAQ popping since 958. Mag 7 a little bit, but more so the SPY. So the indices are popping on this news. Calls, longer dated puts are being closed out. Some calls being purchased. Interesting. Is it going to hold though? We're still just right at VWAP. All right. We don't need this. This is annoying. We don't need this. This is annoying. Let's go over to the 500 here. We're still like, it's just so indecisive on VWAP. Doesn't want to hold above or below. I'm going to give the market a second to kind of react to this and see how it truly wants to digest it. Of course, I'm hopeful that it breaks in my favor because I don't want to take two losses. But if I have to take a loss, I have to take a loss. This is all about management. This game is all about your management. What are we doing? Oh, there was a big pop. What is the flow looking like? SPY flow is still pretty strong. Actually, a new delta high on both the 0 DT and on the all expiration. All right. Do I need to bail on this? Yeah, we're popping here. NASDAQ's looking a bit weird. Mag 7's looking a bit weird too. Strange reaction if you ask me. Does it actually want to go or no? Coin and MSTR are going up, which someone needs to riddle me that. VIX is still dropping, which is bullish, by the way. Coin, MSTR. What's NVIDIA doing? NVIDIA is down 1%. Is it recovering at all? No. NVIDIA sideways. Broadcom's kind of sideways. Are we turning? Are we turning? Come on. Come on. I see options are turning a little bit. All right, so I'm going to have to figure out how to place an OCO. Come on, get me back into where I need to be. Options are dumping. How's NVIDIA? Coins turning NVIDIA. I'd be watching that trend line on NVIDIA. I'd be watching this trend line on Broadcom. Qs are taking a hit right now. I'm back to break even. I do need to check out one thing on Broadcom. The Broadcom gap fill is 182. A little bit of a pop there after, I guess, a bit of a shakeout. Market doesn't know what it wants to do. The Nasdaq pop, drop, the SPY pop, dropped, prices all over the place. Just like that. Like it's just all over VWAP. It does not know which way it wants to break. We go above VWAP, we get smacked. It's just ping-ponging in between these one standard deviation moves. Support, bounce, rejection, bounce. Like literally just one standard deviation, one standard, like that. Those are the bounds. So maybe that's actually the interesting way to look at it is like, okay, here's our equilibrium point, and then upon an actual break and hold, either of the top standard deviation or the bottom one, maybe that's the way we're actually going to trend. Obviously, you guys can see my position that I am bearish, so I want it to break down, but who knows? Maybe I'm going to need to switch this up. Here's a look. Remember, 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute are all still bearish. It's attempting to break, but it's seemingly getting smacked each time. The Mag 7 flow, let me switch to the 30-second, is turning south. The NASDAQ is also turning south. And the SPY is actually picking up, interestingly. I'd be looking, I think it would be pretty telling if we break below this 957 low. Taking out the 957 low on the SPY and the Qs, I think would be pretty telling. No matter how, like, we keep breaking these trend lines and it just keeps popping right out of it. I mean, I could keep redrawing these a gazillion different ways. What are we doing? Yep, bouncing again right at these. Like, we overshoot it and reestablishes. I have no clear, let's go to this. We got rejected at that resistance level. At least I called out the 5880. So right there was that perfect rejection at 1002, the key options level. The one thing that's keep going in my mind, the fact that we took out the low from yesterday, remember, the odds are high that we close out today below 5862. The odds are high of that. Not a guarantee, but when I put that together with the seasonally bearish aspect of today, it makes me think that we will close below 5862. Not a guarantee, just a high odds setup. Dude, fuck this. This is not breaking my way right now. I really thought on this vomit right here that I was golden. I really thought that this rejection would lead to us taking out this low, but it didn't. It caught itself a bit early, and now we're bouncing back up aggressively. I'm getting whipped. I mean, this is the definition of whipsaw right now. Here's a look at the SPY, pretty high. The Qs. The NASDAQ complex is not that bullish, and neither is the Mag 7. I think we just have a lot of puts being closed on the SPY. These blue lines keep going up, which is uniquely painful. Are they just going to keep... NVIDIA's popping, Broadcom's popping. Everything is just saving on this trend line, and now we're bouncing right off of it pretty aggressively. Just interesting, like what I find of interest is why are there not a lot of calls being bought on the NASDAQ and the Mag 7 right now? So we're seeing like these tech plays behave strong, but the options market's not necessarily agreeing with it, which I just find as odd. I find as odd. Or maybe I'm trying to convince myself that this could break in my favor. Maybe I'm seeing something that's legitimately there and this is kind of a fake pump from puts being closed out. Or maybe I'm just trying to gaslight myself into thinking that my position's still fine. You never know. You never know. Which way is this going to go? I'm going to drive myself crazy watching this ping pong around VWAP. I really thought we would have stronger movement. What are we doing? Oh, let's go to the 5 second. NASDAQ holding a bit here. Mag 7 not really doing anything. The NASDAQ, I guess, did pick up a little bit into this. The Mag 7 actually just popped. One of the bigger guys caught a bid. While the SPY is actually now kind of going flat. Interesting. Interesting. Is this going to go? I'm just wondering if this is about to fuck me or not. I saw that it got rejected. I'm hoping this is strong resistance once again, so I don't want to arbitrarily cut it where it could get dumped, but I'm also very mindful that I'm down and I don't want to keep, if you're in a hole, the best thing to do is stop digging. So I'm trying to give this a legitimate second to breathe to see how it plays out. And it's going against me. Patience. Flow. Whoop, NASDAQ. I thought I just saw a drop, but no, it's actually popping. I thought I saw a red bar, but I guess I'm imagining things. I'm definitely at the point of gaslighting myself. What's that? A new intraday high? Yeah. Fuck. Yep. New intraday high there. Higher highs, higher lows confirmed. I mean, all the times it looked like that trend was going to break down, it like had a slight breakdown and then it just saved itself. Just kept saving itself. Man, look at that. The Mag 7 just pumped. Just pumped. Is this right? Or do I need to reload this? It feels like it's just... Yeah. SPY, S&P 500 complex, SPX, SPY, XSP, and ES put together just seemingly got a high delta reading of the day. The NASDAQ tried to get going, getting smacked in real time, and the Mag 7 getting the high delta reading of the day. But just to be very clear, this is a lot of puts being closed. It's not really bullish aggression. It's lack of bearish aggression. This relates quite a bit to what we were talking about with the impact of like Vanna rally type of stuff. It's just basically like, look at this. On the NASDAQ, no one's touching calls on the NASDAQ. They were just getting out of puts. Let me see what's going on here on the SPY. There is call buying on the SPY, but still, like, you have consistent puts being closed out. I'm just watching this trend line. I'm holding on to this position, which is a little stupid of me, but I am holding on to this position because I know the range or odds. As soon as you take out the previous day's low, the odds of you closing below the previous day's close are very high. It's not a guarantee, so I'm taking a little bit of a risk. Obviously, this could just be like a brutal Vanna rally and rip off my face. That's completely possible. But I am hoping that variance doesn't screw me today, and just being on the right side of math and stats is the play, because I do know that statistically we should close today below 585.05 and the Q should close below 500.27, which is why I'm holding it. But I'm getting nervous because the 5 minutes trying to go bullish, the 10 minutes trying to go bullish, The 5 minutes trying to go bullish. The 10 minutes trying to go bullish. So I'm watching these closely, and it is painful because it feels like I'm on the wrong side. And I guess I just have to legitimately pick my pain point. It's just, I hate these mix and match when the 5 and 10 are trying to go green, but then the 30 minutes still red. When the 5 and the 10 are trying to go green, but the 30 minutes red. Like, these are just kind of weak shit. Dude, NVIDIA's catching a pop. What the fuck is this? We're walking up. Potential trend reversal. We are definitely getting walked up. A lot of puts being closed. Well, and the SPY, people are buying 0 DTE calls, which I think they're going to learn a pretty brutal lesson about vol crush. Where are we at on this? Okay. If we hold 58.80, this is the level we talked about as a key option level. Went up to it, got smacked. Went up to it, got smacked. Tried to break out, got smacked. We're now seemingly holding it. This could set up the opportunity to 5,900 for sure. This could definitely set up an opportunity to all the way up to 5,900. So I'll be watching that. That's my next key upside level. Here's a look at the flow. Another delta high. NASDAQ still awkwardly showing weakness, but Mag 7 strong. So 3 different stories. The SPY and the Mag 7 very strong, while the NASDAQ is not. But I guess it's the Mag 7 and the SPY really leading this particular day. Just hit a fresh high. NVIDIA's going. Broadcom's going. Fucking MSTR is up 4%. That blows my mind. Bitcoin's at 53. Bitcoin's down 1.7% and MSTR's up 4.2. Like, someone riddle me that. Someone riddle me that. Why is BTC going up? It's not really. It's down 1.7%. How long can this pop hold? Basically, the question is, can SPX actually hold 58.80? We might be able to see it more clearly on this. I need GexBot. Login. State. All right, Gamma. Yeah, here we go. Okay, we're running into some resistance right here at 59.90, 59.95. We're running right into that resistance. So now support could come in the realm of 58.70. So we might be ping-ponging in this like kind of purple region right here. We're right back at 58.80. Remember, this is a key level. If we hold above it, that's strong. We're looking at 5,900. This is that first retest. So this is kind of telling. If we bounce off of it, we will be keeping then with the clear trend of higher highs and higher lows. But if we break below it, not so good. Here it comes. Another trend test. I don't know if this is actually going to break down or not, but a clear trend test. What are we doing? Well, at least on the SPY, the Qs are a bit farther away. Will we hold this trend, or was this just, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes of fun that are about to get crushed? Everything has this nice trend. Broadcom, NVIDIA, everything has higher highs, higher lows, perfectly following their own upsloping trend line. The question is, will it hold? The NASDAQ options flow is indecisive. The Mag 7 options flow is bullish. The SPY options flow is bullish. But remember, most of the bullishness on I can't say all of it, but a lot of it is puts being closed. It's negative delta being removed. It's not positive delta being added. So I watch this trend line. This will be an interesting test on the SPY at least, because the Qs are farther away. The Qs are showing a bit more strength. But on this first, second, third, fourth attempt of holding 5,800, no success. Let's see if the fifth attempt is, if they're any more fortunate. Getting a bit of a bounce right there, but just hugging this 58.80 level. Key options level for sure. Key options level for sure. Oh man, my futures position. This is painful. This is painful. All right, what do I have going on here? Are we gonna Broadcom looking good, Nvidia looking good? All right. SPY, do we bounce or not? We could really zoom in here. Look how tight this trading has been around 58.80. Has no idea what it wants to do. Doesn't want to be on top of it, doesn't want to be below it. Everyone's just spiraling, not knowing if they should be bullish or bearish on the market. I suppose it'll be key to watch some of these recent lows. You have a 10.03 low. So if you're trading SPX, you could watch 5865. Damn, that's 15 points away. We are trading with some large range today. We are whipsawing with very, very large range. I don't know, man. I keep seeing this trend line, and my spidey senses are telling me that this trend line is going to get cracked. You could safely argue, Matt, you're gaslighting yourself because you have a bearish position, and you're right. I am gaslighting myself, but I'm gaslighting myself with actual stats related to the market. There is a higher chance than not that we close below 585.05. There's a higher chance than not that we close below 500.27 on the SPY and the Qs respectively. And when we're above it like this, makes me think that there might be an interesting play. Had I not already been in a position, that breakdown actually would have been my system going short if I wasn't already holding one. Mag 7 still crazy strong. NASDAQ pretty strong. SPY's actually starting to tilt. SPY puts are being purchased and calls are being monetized. People are locking in their call profits there, probably around this 58.80 level. And then simultaneously, you see the blue line dropping. Some people are getting longer dated puts, but the 0DT puts are flat. No one's touching 0DT puts in the past couple minutes. NASDAQ. The NASDAQ seems to not be like indicative for us at all today. So maybe we should just be paying attention to what's going on with the Mag 7 and the SPY. Quick reminder as we're waiting to see what the hell plays out here. We are doing a Payday Friday. I don't know if it's going to be 10:30 or not because that's in 9 minutes and the market's kind of at an interesting point. But we are doing the Payday Friday today. So check that out. Remember, sign up on Locals. You'll be getting a free prop account from Vanquish. And then also the winner of the race, we're going to give some cold hard cash too. Some cold hard cash. All right. SPY's testing its trend line. Will it break down? Let's watch 585.23. And then the Qs made a fresh low, but did not snap the trend line. Did not snap the trend line. All right. What the hell are we doing today? Broadcom following that trend to the upside. Nvidia got a good pop at 1013. So it looks like there's some positive flow into the semiconductor space. It's just, is it going to hold? I mean, we're only not even an hour into the day. And obviously thus far, there was a bit of weakness right at market open, but everything changed at 9:35. At that moment, this weakness at 9:40, I thought it was going to get cracked. I thought, oh, okay, rejection of the close. We're going to capitulate through the low. Rejection right here at the close. We're going to capitulate through the low. I really thought this 940 short was a great setup. Obviously, it just didn't break that way. We ended up just putting in a higher low, and it just has been ripping ever since then. It's been ripping ever since then. Damn, dude, they are just really walking this up. Every single time I think there's a little bit of weakness, it just keeps saving itself today. Just keeps saving itself today. Yep. SPYs or the Qs are going again. Mag 7 strong. SPY may be bottoming right here. Like it gave a little bit back. We're kind of popping. The SPX is once again back above this key level at 58.80. So it's overcoming it for the 5th time, I believe it is. The 5th time. That's crazy. Dude, I don't know. The 5-minute and the 10-minute are dancing around. The 5-minute and 10-minute are dancing around, but the 30 minutes still bearish on both. I really don't have a good idea on if this is going to keep going or not. Like, for me to switch from the bear camp to the bull camp on the day, like, it needs a bit more, and we just keep flirting with that level. I am seeing pockets of strength, though. Like, NVIDIA, that's, like, it's clearly strong over here. I guess I'm referring to... But see, then this is strong. Are we just going to have that setup? Damn, dude, another intraday high. We might just be going for this 5,900 level, which is about $1 higher on the SPY. Fuck, dude. I should have bailed on this short. I should have bailed on this short. It's just like, I don't get how this is so sustained. Every single time I think, okay, here's some weakness. We're going to see it. Nope. Just saving itself every single time. Every single time just saves itself. Where are we on the daily picture? Wow. Okay, we're still pretty freaking low. Yeah, we're still pretty freaking low. Huh. Even like a reasonable pullback. This might be the 25. We might be in a situation where this is that 25% of the time that the breaking of the low doesn't mean shit. I mean, I guess technically it is also a news day. You could argue the news was more positive than it was negative. We didn't get anything crazy negative, clearly, from the consumer sentiment report. If anything, that led to a little bit of bullishness here. I don't know. Interesting to put this all together. Will the odds actually win out today? The Qs are nonstop for 5 minutes here. Fuck me. Crazy. This might have been the trade. 9:59 entry, or maybe even the 10:06 long entry. You pop up, you have a bit of a pullback, you could play that breakout, or you could wait for the 10 a.m. announcement. You could play the breakout of that at 10:07. Currently on the wrong side of history, team. Definitely on the wrong side of history at the moment. What did we just get up to? We got up to 94 and some change. Took out that high. We are holding this. You could probably see it better here on the 1 minute. We are holding this options level nicely. Like, it took a lot for it to get broken, but we just did at 10:22. Like I said, that was bullish target 1. This is going to be bullish target number 2 at 5,900. At 5,900. Wow. Yeah, no, the EMAs messed me up on this one. Now they're actually starting to go green. What a recovery. What a freaking recovery. But now it's gone so much that way that I don't want to chase it at all. Like, I feel like chasing it is probably the worst thing to do, because knowing my luck, well, first of all, you don't want to buy it on an intraday high. Like, you'd have to have very good reason to do that. But knowing my luck, if I go long here, it's going to revert. Now, like, I guarantee you, if I go long here, it'll be the high of the day. And that's just such a perfect recipe for someone to get tilted. Like you're down on a short, so then you cut your short, go long, then it drops, and then you get all pissed off. And like I said, it just seems more often than not that if you're chasing along after being in a bad short, that's exactly when it drops, and then it drops back to where you would have been fine anyway. So recognizing that of like how it just commonly plays out, I don't want to do that at all. It's more of the question of, do I want to hold this still and see if there's ever a reversion today? I mean, fuck, look at this pump we are getting. How are the options market looking? Yeah, mag 7 intraday high. Yeah, I'm fighting the trend at this point for no reason. We are not far away from the 30-minute recapturing bullish. The 5 and the 10 have been bullish. The 5 and the 10 have been bullish. We're not far away from this 30-minute recapturing. I still think this has another 50 cents to go in the SPY. I mean, I'm still looking at this 5,900 level. I suppose my potential last shot is a rejection here that gets smacked right at 5,900. We know 5,900 is a big level from an options perspective. A lot of people are playing 5,900. So maybe I have a shot there, but this is brutally ripping me apart right now. Brutally ripping me apart right now. Look at that. Just 1021 has not looked back. We've popped 110 points, just going. Oh, golly. Maybe this is a good learning lesson. Maybe I should care less about the 30-minute EMA because like you do sometimes get these reversals. Maybe I care about the 10. Maybe the fact that we closed above it at 10 a.m. Maybe that's the takeaway here is focus really on the 10-minute and not so much the 30-minute. Even on this ES, it looked a little bit weird. I guess it was bullish, then it closed. So that was a bit of a fake out. That was a tough read. But like I guess I was so hell-bent on seeing that the 30-minute was bearish that it kind of messed me up on this. Or maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's still a good strategy and this was just a trade that got away from me. Like, of course, you're not going to have a strategy that's absolutely perfect. But NVIDIA is like a runaway train right now. NVIDIA going from 116 up to 123. Everything is just so like, I mean, you see it on like everything is just so perfectly following this trend right now. It really, SPY new intraday high. SPY does seem to be going for target number 2 of 5,900. Wow. Yeah, I mean, the only thing I could reasonably do at this point is wait to see the market's reaction of 5,900. I'm way past. If anything, I should have gone long at 1022, not held past it. That was stupid, and that was on me. Yeah, at 1022, that was it. There was actually 1022 was a great long. 1022 was a great long. 959 was a great long, and 1007. 3 separate opportunities with reasonable risk, risking the recent low. Maybe the EMAs were a bit questionable, but you were trading with the delta flow, which seemingly today was far more important than the EMA. So that was it. 3 separate solid opportunities. The 959 was kind of ballsy because you were below the close and below the low. And at that point, EMA. So I'm actually going to scratch that. And I'm going to say 1007 and 1022 were probably the 2 times where like it was a solid trade for you to go long. If you happen to go long on the SPY or the Qs around 1007, around 1022, congrats to you. Because there was various things aligning for you that like obviously it worked out, but even if it didn't work out, it was like a good decision to be made. The same way where I still legitimately think the short at 940 was a good short. It just didn't work out, but well-defined risk and whatever. Yeah, 959, you might have been a little early, but ballsy with the support. But 1007, 1022, if you happen to be a trader in here and you took that was it was good. Testament you did at 1007. It's a legitimately solid trade. Like it really, really is. If you're riding it up, I do want to let you guys know that we did tag this level. So I am praying that all the call buyers now close out after hitting that key level. I need a huge capitulation to be able to save, like to be able to salvage some of these losses right now, because I'm pretty much at my max loss that I'm willing to take. So I would love a rejection here. Love it. But I mean, we called out this level, rejection, weird rejection, fifth attempt, we broke through and then ran directly up to my second target. So watch this. Obviously, it can keep going. If we get and hold above 5,900, that's where you really might see some of the influences of a Vanna rally push us all the way up to 59.25, 59.30. But I cannot stress this enough. This is a key level. If you're a 0 DT trader, that was the perfect time to get out. Probably your full position, but at minimum scaling, like it's just that important of a level. There's a lot of option structure there. You should not be surprised on this drop. Without even seeing it, I can pretty much guess that this is calls being monetized. You're going to see the green and the orange dropping on this. And let's just zoom in to see if I'm right. Let's see if my predict, come on, load. All right, it is not loading for some reason. There we go. See, as I said, as soon as you hit that key level, you saw call buyers monetize. Now, that doesn't mean it's over. Of course, more puts can close out. You could have new call buyers come in, like you just saw that little pop right there. But as soon as you hit that key level, you're going to have the 0 DTE call buyers. They monetize. That was the level they were targeting. So I am currently praying that enough monetize that positive delta is removed from the system. But that does not seem to be happening for me, Tonto. So very much watching this intraday high. I would love a huge turnaround, which is not statistically likely, but it is where I am at. It is where I am at. Okay, I might have to do some funny work here, team. I might have to do some funny work here. Okay, that's fine. I brought my average up quite a bit for basically, I'm taking a little bit of this. See how this VWAP, we pushed outside of it. We came back in. There's a separate system I run that I know this is a good mean reverting trade. So once again, we pushed outside of a 2 standard deviation move. We tried to close black in it. We bounced off of it, and then we did just close back in it. So that's why I took another short to bring my average up quite a bit. So this is increasing my risk, but it's also increasing my chance of being able to get out for like a break-even situation, which I am more than willing to take. Actually, I'm going to slap one of these orders in here right now. Come on, dip to me. Dip to me. Dip to me, dip to me, dip to me. Dip to me, dip. Even if it could dip to the trend line, I'd be happy. A trend line test, I'm betting on, once again, my thesis here is calls being monetized at 5,900, which is why I was waiting for that point, even though it was painful. It's playing out a little bit in my favor. I'm able to minimize my losses, and let's see if I can bring my losses actually to 0. Come on. I got myself in a stupid position, but let's see if Lady Luck can help me get out of it. We have a reasonable thing we're playing off of with the S&P 500. We have a reasonable mean reversion that we're looking at here. Even if it can come to, I mean, if this gets to break even, of course I'm dropping one of them just because, like, why would I not? But let's see. It's at 700 right now. This might be a key reaction level. A key reaction level. We are going to be doing the Payday Friday. I just really need to pay attention to this because my account is not looking pretty right now. So we will be doing that. Fear not. We're just running a little bit behind schedule, but we will be doing it. I promise you. We will be doing it. I promise you. All right. Not liking this turnaround at all. In fact, I would prefer that we snap 700. All right, we are right to this high that we saw at 10:15. finding that to be a little bit of support, randomly bouncing off of 86, but it's not really that random because this is the peak. So some resistance potentially turning into support. The Mag 7 tilting a little bit. The SPY, you can see right here. Once again, calls coming back in, puts continuing to be closed out. I need to be really careful here. When you're in a hole, stop digging is generally the best advice. So I just want to make sure I'm not digging myself in a deeper hole. I just need to pay attention closely to this. If call buying swings back up, yeah, that's what you would need to take out this 5,900. Come on. Come on. 15-second broke down, popped up to its EMA cloud. I need this to take out 86, and I want to see a quick push back down to 70, where we saw some good volume traded at. Come on. Little bit of luck. We got to pepper in a little bit of luck. I don't want to see these bounces. Okay, calls got hit again a little bit. I need more calls to get dropped. I need this delta to really come down. That's the only saving grace I have. Now, if you happen to be bullish right now, you'd obviously want the exact opposite to happen. You'd want negative delta removed. You'd want positive delta added. Right now, we're in a weird situation where positive delta is being added, but so is negative delta. You can see puts are dropping and calls are picking up. So it's like you have call buyers and put buyers simultaneously entering the market. The Mag 7 is just kind of flat, not really doing anything right now. Not really doing anything at all. The NASDAQ, kind of a clear drop here at 1032, but there was a clear also bounce back up. Okay, the name of the game. Oh, Broadcom might be breaking down. Watching Broadcom over here. It's the first one getting an actual trend line test. I guess I can make it more extreme, but yeah, it's right at its trend line. The SPY really dancing here at 58.90. We don't know who's going to win. Is it the call buyers going to push it back up, or is it going to be the put buyers pushing it back down to 58.80? It's like perfectly midway in this region. We don't see a clear winner. The calls might be winning a little bit more, actually. A little bit more. But I'm watching this very closely. Very, very closely. Come on. I would love for NQ to snap this. How fucked am I on this play? If we snap 86, I have a shot. If we snap 23, probably don't have a shot. Come on, snap 86. You could do it. You could do it. You could do it. You could snap it. Come on. Flow's tilting a little bit, a tiny bit, not on 0DT, but in all expiration, we have a slight movement to the downside. But right here, it's just pinned to 90. It doesn't know if it wants to go back up or fall to 80, but we're just in between these option levels. Come on. The NASDAQ, it's right here, but is it just finding support? Are we just going to trampoline right off of it? Or am I going to get lucky and get a push all the way down to 51? There we go. Okay, we snapped it. Hold. Don't just be a sweep. Don't just be a sweep. Let's see that options capitulation. Come on. Turn it south. Turn it south. It wants to. It wants to. Come on. We're right at that one standard deviation move. Kind of. Why do my two charts look different? Come on. No, don't save yourself. All right, if I get lucky with the flush, just in case there's a bounce right off of VWAP, I am trying to dump one of my shorts right at VWAP. Come on, don't bounce. No. It took out this low, and it's just this might be the brutal fake out that I was worried about here. Takes out the low. Oh, hang on. Mag 7 indecisive. SPY trending down still. Slowly but surely, I'm seeing this delta get hit. Come on, crack it again. Crack it again. Crack it again. Let's see if I could save this. It's a sweep. As of now, it kind of seems like that, but obviously the concept of the sweep would be invalidated if we take that one out again. So you don't really know. That's hindsight. I would say you could be confident it was a sweep. Obviously, if we bounce all the way back up here, because, yeah, we just took it out. We bounced up, but I'm going to have a little bit more confidence if we just keep with this trend of lower highs and lower lows. So I'm looking to take out 74. Come on. Here's a look at the flow. Remember, you can still sign up for Payday Friday. We're still going to be doing it. I know I'm running late, but that's because I'm in the trade. But we're giving away $150 cash and 3 Vanquish accounts. So make sure you are signing up. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Remember, on Vanquish, code Goonie gets you 20% off and 1 free reset if you want to do sim to funded trading on options. Shit. We almost had it again. We almost, look at it, just keeps teasing. And then that's actually now some strength. Fuck, dude. Come on, get smashed. Get smashed. All right, I need to be smarter about this. Like, what's something smart I could do right now besides random hope? Smart things involve risk management. What would, if I were a good risk manager, what would I be doing right now? If I were a good risk manager, beyond praying. Well, I think a good risk manager would be praying as much as they possibly could at this point, because it is not looking pretty for me. I think a good risk manager would definitely do a little bit of praying at this point. All right. I guess if it just breaks out of this range on me, I got to just ditch. And it's showing some strength right now. Damn, it was so close right here to like right around 1042. There was just that little twinkle in its eye that it wanted to come all the way back down to VWAP. A little twinkle in its eye. Come on. If it can take out these recent lows, I'm not seeing much in the way of it. Like, why not just give us a quick little VWAP test? Why the freak not? But now it's legitimately showing strength once again. All right, let's be smart here. Mag 7. Oh, SPY picked up. That's what's kind of screwing me right here. Oh, we're right back up to this 90 level. The 1 minute awkwardly saved itself on its own 50 EMA instead of touching this 5880. Yep, we just took out that range. Fuck me, dude. Mag 7. Wait, when it's colored like, okay, got it. SPY. Dude, what are we doing today? What time is it? It's 10:47. We might already just be in this like the choppy bullshit, kind of one of my least favorite periods to trade. Mag 7 still strong, SPY still strong, even though it is taking a couple point hit right now. Yeah, we're all like, it just got knocked all the way back here. All right, I need to set this as an alert. All right, that's an important alert to me, and this is an important alert to me. So the way this got swept low and then we popped, do you think we just swept this high, almost like the reverse, right here at 1042, a little fake out breakdown? And then right here, we took out the 1038 high. So like, it's kind of faking everyone out. That was a fake out. That was a fake out. Like, this is a tough trading day, at least in my opinion. Maybe your system or methodology was easier, and I hope it is easier because I'm not having the easiest day. I hope whatever you're doing is making you look at that. And then we come right back down and it bounces again. Holy shit, dude. Mag 7 doesn't do anything. SPY is actually strong. NASDAQ, a little different. Tesla, flat. Coin, flat. NVIDIA, now flat. MSTR popped and then flat. All these things popped and now they're flat. Seriously, I just cannot catch a lucky break on these breakdowns. Come on. Where's Lady Luck for me? Where is Lady Luck for me? Take out 80. Take out 80. Let's take it out. Nope. Bouncing hard off a 90 instead. Yeah, huge pop, huge drop, hyper indecisive. And all I am here is looking for a test of VWAP to drop one of my contracts. Okay, we're going to snap 80 this time. Is this the time we snap 80? How are we looking on SPX? Maybe watching this. Watch 5880. This is where support could be found. It was resistance. Resistance on the when you get break above it, naturally turns into support. I believe it is still a key options level. The key options level actually dropped 5 points to 75. So I'm going to be watching that region, but we're kind of in resistance. There's support. I'm going to have to get absurdly lucky to actually have a noteworthy drop, like absurdly lucky here. We popped, fake out breakdown, and we come right back down, and then market doesn't know what it wants to do. Mag 7 options not doing anything. S&P 500 options actually pretty bullish, kind of holding a top reading of the day. Up right here, that bounced again, which means this. Fuck, man, dude. It's going to be luck for me at this point of like, will things break my way or won't they? I don't know. Had I been a little bit better with my risk management, I probably could have, dude, that 1007 trade and the 1022 trade was it. If I took those trades, that was a good trade to take. And I just didn't. I was too married to the bearish side today. And I think I let the 30-minute EMA cloud my judgment too much. Like I really just wanted to be on the proper side of that EMA, that I didn't take either of those, and they would have been solid. And now I need to get a fortunate break in my favor, like out of this zone. And yeah, it might happen if there's enough call people monetizing, but like every single time it looks like it's going to break down. Nope. It just keeps getting smashed right back in my face. Even this, the SPY right here, looks like it's a breakdown. Nope, huge pop. Every time it looks like, even this, we just keep hugging this trend line on the SPY. We keep hugging this trend line on the Qs. We just keep coming to it, and it's clearly much stronger support than it is resistance. Which I wonder, okay, so if I had no position, maybe this is an interesting way to think about it. If I had no position whatsoever, if I just woke up and I'm looking at the screens, what would I be looking for right now if I had no position? I think that's an interesting way to maybe consider this, is like, what would you do at this exact moment if you had nothing? If you had nothing on, as in you weren't letting your current positions, like, I guess, prompt bias. Well, you'd probably go long here and risk the recent low. You check this and you say, oh, that's bullish. You check this, you say, oh, that's bullish. You'd say bullish. Well, testing. You'd say bullish, testing. See, it's still, this is what's messing me up. It's the 30-minute on both, because it looks like the 30-minute might be getting rejected here. As much as the 5 and the 10 are trying to pick it up, this, like, it's the same indicator I've been using all day that is still like making me a little bit suspect of what the fuck is going on. Just because it's not confidently holding. It's just simply not. Look at the 30-minute right here. It's at it. The 30-minute right here actually got above and got smacked. So like, that's the one thing that I'm just like, what is it? And well, Broadcom is actually recovering right there. And the reason I use that is because I've done quite a bit of back testing on it, of like the sentiment of what side you are on. You're on tilt. You need to give it if then I don't think I'm on tilt. I actually think I'm being pretty reasonable. You are on tilt. I think maybe I'm wrong, but I think I'm pretty like honest with everyone of when I'm on tilt and when I'm not on tilt. I mean, I'm generally on tilt when I'm like slinging like 5 contracts and just getting whipped in and out and trading a lot. I mean, this is my second trade of the day and I'm keeping my sizing control, and I think I'm being pretty like reasonable about it. I guess I don't know what of my current actions makes you think I'm on tilt. That's that new high. Honestly, dude, I think I would be going bullish on this and just pray that 30-minute breaks for me. How much can I possibly risk on this? So it's a 75-point risk. Dude, even this, every single time there, I was like, oh, I'm going to cut it. I should reverse. But then I see that it's at this 2 standard deviation move. Oh, which is like, it's statistically not favorable for you to be going long outside of the 2 standard deviation moves. It's just simply not. So like even there, one of my bots triggered long, but I wouldn't have taken that because once again, it's out like a 2 standard deviation move is just statistically rare. And even if you want to go long, you just wait for a bit of a pullback. Yeah. Past couple minutes, higher highs, higher lows. Here's the flow. SPY still clearly strong. Mag 7 hasn't really done anything since 1034. The options flow on the Mag 7 basically just turned off just past 1030. Broadcom almost broke down, solid recovery there. That's kind of interesting. That was a candidate for me to get puts on today. Fucking MSTR blows my mind. Just kind of watching this flow, and it inherently just turned into nothing. It turned into nothing. Well, maybe if we do the giveaway, that'll cause the market to do something. I don't know. This is cup, handle, inverse shoulder, head, shoulder. We just broke this neckline at 40. There's a very good chance if I had no position at all, I like not having a bias, like basically based on a pre-existing position, that I probably would have gone long here at 1055. Is that honest though? Would I have done that? Like I'm trying to put myself in the position of like, okay, I just started. I see how things are playing out. 1055. Because it pops, it pulls back, it's continuing to show strength. You're playing the shoulder, head, shoulder, it snapped this, it snapped the neckline. I'd be long around 40. What would I be focusing on? I'd say, okay, 5 minute, 10 minute are green, 30 minutes now green, 5 minute, 10 minute green. Dude, it's this right here in the bottom left of your screen that's messing me up. But if that's the only thing, so maybe just instead of being an A+ setup, it's just like a B+ setup because the other things are going that way. The Mag 7 is flat. People were buying calls on it. The SPY, the NASDAQ. Oh, well, this is weird. Now the NASDAQ's getting hit. The NASDAQ just about a minute and a half ago started to get dumped. It's people buying 0 DTE puts starting at 1014. They're buying puts on the NASDAQ as it's pushing up here. Why would they be buying? They've been buying 0 DTE puts since 10:03. Why? I guess I don't really... Why are they buying those puts? And, well, to be fair, on the other side, people are buying calls. The green's going up. Where are we at? Are we going to hold 5,900 here? I would have been at 40. I would be up about 10 points right now. What's the options flow looking like? That's some strong follow through right now. SPY new intraday high. Q's almost a new intraday high. I'm just watching this painfully walk up against me. 78 is the intraday high on NQ for the prop traders in here. We just took out some of this recent stuff, but it's weird because we're seeing the SPY go. We're seeing the Mag 7 be pretty good, but then the NASDAQ is still like, this is, I guess, why, like, I guess my spidey senses are going off because I'm seeing this conflicting information of like, why is the NASDAQ delta dropping? Why have people been buying NASDAQ puts since 10 a.m. and yet it keeps going up against them, but they're not even showing signs. Look at, they're still buying more puts. They're like, as the NASDAQ is going up, these put buyers, the 0 DT, as in for today, these players are not showing signs. They're not covering at all. They're actually buying more puts as this continues higher. And I think that's freaking me out a little bit. It's like, why generally when they're getting blown out and you like move on with your life. I don't get it because this is seemingly at odds with the SPY where no one's touching puts and people are just buying 0 DTE calls. They're buying the calls. So I guess they're looking for this to hold above 5,900, but why in the world would people be buying more calls right now at that level? That's very, very dangerous to be buying 0 DTE calls at a key technical level, a key psychological level, a key options level. To me, that's not a strong play. Like, they're buying 0 DTE calls. They're going long calls at resistance. And as they're doing that, people are buying tech puts for today. That's that light blue. This light blue coming down means people are buying 0 DTE puts. And then I guess to check the Mag 7, it just popped a little bit. What the fuck is going on today? We're seeing a lot of... Is it holding this? I mean, are these... Who's going to be right? Is it these call buyers that are right? Or is it these put buyers that are right? Like, they're literally directly at odds with each other. Huh. Interesting. They're still buying those puts. Like, as we are speaking, the 0 DT puts, they're just buying them and buying them and buying them. It makes you wonder, are they dumb players and they have no idea what the fuck they're doing and they just keep averaging into a losing position? Or are they very shrewd players and they know something we don't know? And that argument could honestly be made also for these call buyers. Do they know something we don't know? Or are they just buying at resistance and praying for a breakout and maybe they're right, maybe they're wrong, or maybe they just get absolutely smashed? It is very interesting. one of them's smart and one of them's dumb, and I don't have any real clarity on who is who at this point. I have no clarity on who is who. I can tell you that from a RSI like band perspective, they are both clearly overbought. Both are clearly overbought. I'm kind of in the pain management aspect of, I'm up quite a bit in the past week. Friday 3K, Monday 3K, Tuesday 3K, so that's 9K. And then I made 1, so that's 10. And then I made 3 more. So I'm up 13 in the past week. And right now I'm sitting down 5. So I'd still be up net 8. But I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. I cannot make sense of this. We might be getting rejected at 5,900 again. Do we see any of these? Well, it's starting to dip. You have more put buyers, a little bit of put buyers coming in on the SPY. The calls are flat here. But more importantly, you can see the Delta had a slight pullback. The NASDAQ actually popped and then started pulling back. And then the Mag 7 is still pretty strong. I just cannot rationalize what is going on here. Oh, some of those puts actually did just close out. The light blue going out. Some of them did close out. All right, we're going to have to wait and see. Let me set up some alerts. We are once again at this trend line as we've been at it all freaking day. The trend line from hell. Let me set up an alert for a new intraday high. The Qs technically didn't hit a new intraday high, got very, very close. I think it's coming back down to the market's reaction to this level. 5,900, as I showed you, at that level, at that breakout level, a lot of people buying calls into it, and see this call buying just turned off. Ever since 11, the turn of the hour, the faucet turned off, and they just stopped buying calls. So we're going to see if more excitement returns. I'm seeing a little bit of a pop right now. It's trying to hold 5,900. This is just the battle. I truly believe you shouldn't be attempting to predict of who will win. Will the Bulls win or the Bears win? You just kind of have to react to it. There's no, you can't accurately predict who's going to come in and are they going to splash the pot with calls, with puts. You just kind of have to sit there and monitor it and see what's going on. Because like inherently, do we hold or not is going to be exclusively based on trades about to happen, like trades in the future. So you don't know if they're buying calls, 0DTE calls. You don't know if they're selling premium, buying premium. You don't know how the market makers are necessarily going to react. Actually, that's a little bit more model, like you can kind of model that. But in terms of do we hold a level or not, you don't know. Like just because it's going to be dependent on traders with a lot more money and a lot more influence than you. So you kind of just have to watch it. All you can do is safely say, okay, I know this is a key level, and maybe make a nice foundation at it. Maybe you get clearly rejected. I could just see we're doing quite a bit of dancing around at this level, the exact same way we were at 5,800. Early this morning, we ran up to it, got smacked. We ran back up, overshot it, came down, got smacked, broke above it. Almost came back and retested it, but we didn't. We actually kept a higher low there and then ran up to the next level. See right here, ran up to it, rejected, ran back up to it, tried to overshoot, and guess what? We're kissing it again. I cannot tell you, and no one on this planet can tell you if we're going to hold this level or not, because once again, it is dependent on futures that are about to occur. Are they going to be bullish and buy 0DT calls, longer date calls? Are they going to close their puts? Are they going to buy their puts? You don't know. You simply do not know. So you have to kind of, it's painful, but that's like the reality of trading. Your job is to identify the levels and then just see how like we either do or don't react to it. So as we're waiting, I suppose for that, I've had enough time watching my positions get completely destroyed. Now let's do this Payday Friday. Let's get rocking with it. Remember, this Payday Friday sponsored by Vanquish, 20% off and 1 free reset with the code Goonie. This allows you to sim to funded trading on options market. Obviously, you guys see my trading right now going absolutely horrific with futures, but I know many people are options traders, so this is probably the best, well, it's the best platform that I know of to trade options in a sim to funded nature. So check it out, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video, and we're going to we're going to pick 5 people, pinned to the top of chat, and my mob will drop this in. You can kind of see what's going on right here. So 117 people have already entered, so you can figure that out. What we're going to do is I'm going to give you time to put your name in there. We're going to pick someone off of Rumble, and we're going to pick someone off of YouTube. So to be able to do that off of YouTube, you guys are already guessing. So settings, random number next. Any of you guys can win. It's going to be a random number from 1 to 100, and we are going. All right, whoever wins this is the YouTube representative. It's a number from 1 to 100. 1 to 100. Who is it? 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 No one's got it yet. There's 123 guesses, and yet, okay, Jason Landry. The answer was 38. Jason Landry. Jason, if you are in chat, give your contact information to Chaos and Roswell. He is the mod and actually the music producer and the editor and the artist. But Jason, you are representing the red land of YouTube. All right, the other thing we have to do is random number generator between 10 and 25. 15. 15, 15, 15. All right. We are going to be picking the 15th comment. All right. The first one I see is Gasman. So we're going 15 past that. 15 past Gasman. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. K Gadway. K Gadway. K Gadway. Congrats. You are representing the Greenland of Rumble. And then we also have to now pick our people from locals. Locals. There's 123. So 1 to 1, 2, 3. Generate. We are doing number 70. We are doing 121. And then we are doing 62. So 62, 70, and 121. All right. Very quickly. Spy at the trend line, Q's at the trend line. Another test, but every test thus far today has been a trampoline higher. The Mag 7, high of the day. Spy, calls getting sold a little bit, but really not too much delta movement. We came back and now we're just like a little bit flat. All right. So we need to find, the first one we have to find is 62. So each page is 25. So that is 25. This is page 2. So this is 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. D-Gen Flux. D-Gen Flux. All right. That was 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. Venkata. All right. So this is 75. This is, when it loads. Come on. 100. If we go to the bottom of this page, what was it out of the random number? I'll count it from the start just to make sure not everyone is screwed over here. So we are looking for 121. So 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 120, 121. Buddy Duke. Buddy, we'll just call you straight up Buddy. Congrats to D-Gen Flux, Venkata, and Buddy for already winning a locals account. Obviously, Jason and K Gadway, you're still going to be in this race for the cold, hard cash. The cold, hard dinero, mi amigo. Remember, shout out to Vanquish. You 20% off, 1 free reset. Use that code Goonie, pinned to the top of chat. A little bit of a trend line breakdown just to show you guys. Mag 7 holding well. The NASDAQ is taking a hit. SPY taking a little bit of a hit. What do we have going on? We have call selling and put buying. On the NASDAQ, what do we have? We have call selling and put buying. Very, very strange day. The 5-minute and the 10-minute are still bullish. The 30 minutes going back in the bearish territory. The 5-minute and the 10-minute are bullish. The 30-minute going back in the bearish territory. It's a mismatched day. It's a painful day. The 15-second getting rejected after higher high above 5,900. Watch this potential low here. If 5884, obviously that's a recent low, and we know there's option support at 5880, so kind of watching that as well. Where are we at? This, okay, I want to take out 74, this low from, I'm looking to take out that 1042 low. The 1042 low, I think, is going to be pretty important to whatever the hell is going on. And then past that, you have the 1018 low. Broadcom kind of awkwardly at its trend line. NVIDIA still strongly above its trend line. So let's see if this is a real breakdown. Once again, I think the test comes at the 1042 low. Do we bounce off of it? Do we not even test it? Or do we break below it? That's what I'm looking for. I would love a vomit. My accounts would love a vomit right here. But with that being said, let's get off to the races. Continue race. Random. All right. We're doing some big shot one. All right. Nope. That is not what I wanted. No. Back. Apply and exit. Hello? That's not what I wanted. Is this one? Okay. Yeah. Add names. All right. Competitor number 1 from YouTube is Jason. Competitor number 2 is K Gadway from Rumble. Number 3 is DGen Flux from Locals. 4 is Venkata from Locals. And 5th is Buddy from Locals. DGen Flux, Venkata, Buddy, you already all won a Vanquish account. Make sure you sign up for Vanquish, like register your email and stuff so they could give you the credit for the free account. But right here, we have the race for the cold, hard cash. So I just randomly selected this. So we're on Twisting Tumble. So that's going to be an interesting one. We have that. We have this. The only other thing I need to do is get up the old Tendies and Tunes channel so we could get pumping to some good music. Remember, all of the music that you guys hear in those intros, first of all, shout out to Chaos. He's the man behind the curtain making all that. And my computer just froze. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. My computer just froze. All right. Well, my Chrome, can you guys see me? Actually, I can't even read chat. All right. Now I have to open chat on my phone because my computer just locked up. All right. Nope, it's still frozen. Shoot. All right, maybe I need to close out some of these programs. Let's close this out. We're going to close this program out. We're going to close this program out. All right, I hope you guys can hear me. I hope you guys can see me. I hope you guys can feel my presence, but my Chrome is not working. I got some sort of alert. I don't even know what that is because I can't switch anything. Hello, Mom? Oh, sweet. Dude, it's frozen. What is going on, brother? What pages do I need to shut down? I have too much going on. All right, I'm shutting down as much as I can without blowing up my system. Dude, my computer's like bricked right now. Can you guys hear me? Do I need to open up my other computer? This happened last time, dude. I think maybe dude, it's frozen. I can't do anything. Just breathe. Don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated. You can only control what is in your control. Do not get frustrated, Matthew. This is outside of your control. There's no reason for you to have an emotional response to something outside of your control. You are the captain of your own ship. Yes, sometimes the water may get choppy, but you are here to be the best captain you can be. You cannot control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. Do not get frustrated. Breathe in and breathe out. Do not get frustrated. Do not get frustrated. There is no reason for you to get frustrated. Not whatsoever. It's going to be okay. All right, I'm getting frustrated. What the fuck, dude? What is going on here? What is going on? I can't see anything. Well, now my computer just went black. Now, can I do stuff? What happened? What happened? Shit. I almost was at my break even. And then, of course, it bounces. At least I had an order in there. So if it did vomit, I would have been able to do something. But, okay, am I somewhat back? Did I close out enough programs to be able to do what I need to do? All right, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. I'm just shutting down as much as I can to not, I guess, override my system, whatever the hell is going on right now. Whatever the hell is going on. What happened? Dude, everything is taking a second. Okay, yeah, we went right down to 58.80, and guess what? We're bouncing right off of it. So it looks like I got just a little bit unfortunate, like a little bit of a bad break with the placement of me of where I could have taken that money. It actually didn't even go break even. So even if my goal was just to get out for scratch, that level literally never hit. I mean, you could see it right here. We got as low as 44. Even if I had the break even at 40.75, that would have never tagged. My goal earlier was to get out at VWAP, and VWAP earlier was 25. So that's where this standing order is from. I'm by no means a fan of the size of this pop against me. But I think if it holds below 700, maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe I could just get a quick little puke here and then get out of one of my shorts. My initial short was way, way lower, and then I went short second one just to bring up my average. And unfortunately, that just got nowhere close. What is the flow right now? Of course, I took that off, which was stupid of me. Here we go. Actually, I don't even know if you guys can still hear me and see me. Can you guys? Is my chat even working anymore? Okay. Yeah, I think you guys. Yeah, calls got dropped pretty evidently right here. There's a little bit of a reversionary bounce, but that was just calls getting puked, people buying puts. The NASDAQ, people are buying puts, puking calls. Looking at the Mag 7, calls got puked, puts are fine. All right, so we'll go back to this. So you guys can see like just the general flow of it. But yeah, you could see right after we overshot that 58.80, that's where it showed a little bit of life. And that's where we are right now. Fuck. I really need this to turn back over. Really, I don't want it going that way. Like I said, maybe I have a shot if it stays below 700. Not liking that strength. Dude. All of this is just getting gas. I guess just another kind of fake out liquidity sweep type of a situation, just boning me. Broadcom almost broke down. NVIDIA touched. So semiconductors are still holding somewhat strong. Maybe I'll get lucky. But you know what? My luck came from starting to do the race. So maybe I just need to keep doing this race. And maybe that's like what the world needs. So, oh, wow. Oh, no, it's still up. Okay. We have our Tendies and Tunes. We have the, which one is the most popular? So remember, all this music and whatnot, it's up there, Tendies and Tunes. You guys can find it. I just want to know which ones you guys have been liking the most. What are we doing? Fuck, the market's bouncing back. That is not what I wanted at all. Hopium Dreams is, okay, bring me the Kohrs, and then Matt Kohrs' Hopium Dreams are the most played songs. That's what you guys are enjoying thus far. So we'll rip one of those for the race today. We have our 5 people. I just want to double check that the names actually got loaded in. Yes, those are all proper. We have our bots. All right. We are loading it up. Hopefully this doesn't crash my computer because that would be very, very unfortunate. All right, we have Degen, KGAD, Buddy, Jason, and Vankata all putting it on the line, risking their marble lives for cold, hard cash. Remember, the major rule of this race is there are no rules. This is, I'm talking prison level marble racing, and we are going to see who wins. I've never seen this track before, so I'm pretty excited. Let's get rocking in 3, 2, 1. Whoa. Whoa. Jason with the lead. All right, who's going to drop first? Who's going to drop first? It is a race to drop. What do we have going on? They're all making interesting lines right now. Uh-oh. Why did that? D-Gen. He dropped. The music just disappeared, but Jason in the lead. Followed by KGAD, followed by... Oh, everything's lagging today. There's a giant shot coming. Some of them are taking the other path. Jason's and KGAD are on the right path. Let's see how this shot actually looks. Big shot. Whoa, into a second funnel. Dude, Jason aced it. Swish, nothing but net. Jason had a perfect shot. Apparently everyone did. Wow, D-Gen taking the lead from Jason. Uh-oh, this is a fast race. D-Gen and Jason are having at it. They picked different paths. D-Gen is now leading. D-Gen, this is yours to lose. Is he going to get in? Uh-oh. 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 Can he get in quick enough? Who's it going to be? This is anyone's race. It's moving back and forth. D-Gen, is he going to get the drop? Whoa. D-Gen, followed by Jason, Buddy, Venkata, KGod. D-Gen winning, but wow. That was a really, really fast race. I am surprised that happened, but congratulations to D-Gen representing the land of locals. D-Gen Flux, obviously I'll be reaching out to you to give you your cold hard cash, but please, everyone join me in a round of applause for all of our competitors, especially D-Gen. Obviously, if you got selected on locals, D-Gen, Venkata, and Buddy, you also got a Vanquish account. For all those of you interested, I highly recommend checking out Vanquish right here. Use that code Goody. It's in the description. It's pinned to the top of chat. You'll be able to find it. But then also a specialty shout out to D-Gen for winning $150 of cold hard cash. And are we seeing the market turn around? Is this the breakdown that I've been hoping for? Dude, I've been having a rough day. What are we doing? Are we breaking or not? If we can take out 660, I'm seeing that as support. Come on. Just give me a vomit. I don't want a little red candle. I just want a complete dagger. That was the fastest race yet. I 100% agree. 100% agree. So we've broken this trend line at 1109. More importantly, we're kind of coming back to this next key level. We overshot it at 1116. Watch this 5880. If that doesn't hold, remember, folks, from the start of the day, from the very start of the day, we know that there's high odds that we will close today below 5861. Is it a guarantee? No, but there's about a 75% chance. So there's a 25% chance we close up here. There's a 75% chance we close down here. I need you guys to know those odds. Is it a guarantee? No, I'm saying 3 out of 4 times we will close below here. 1 out of 4 times we will close above here. But obviously for that first to happen, not only do we have to take out this options level, but we have to take out this recent low at 5876. So watch this, 4-point zone right here to see how the market reacts. The 5-minute and the 10-minute are testing to go bearish. The 30-minute has remained bearish. The 5-minute and the 10-minute are testing to go bearish. The 30-minute has remained bearish. The flow looks like this. Ever since 11:05 it turned. Basically, the turn of the hour marked the high in the delta. And what we have going on right now is calls getting puked. Calls are slowly but surely getting just like covered. They're like, all right, no, I guess it's over. So that might be beneficial to me. I knew today was like a weird day. We've been calling out the discrepancies, and I might just get lucky with things breaking in my favor. Might get lucky. It took out 60, which is very much what I needed. You could probably have a clear view over here. Nope, that's not right. I'm looking for this to basically collapse below VWAP. If there's a quick little puke below VWAP where I am expecting people to react to it. So if I can lock in this one, because I don't like being short too. I'd rather just be trading one contract right now, which is why I have the pending order to get out of this. Obviously, I'd be even stoked to just be break even on this trade and then just take my one first loss on the day. But I am a little worried because I know VWAP can be support. I know there's a lot of systems and market makers and everything like that reacting to VWAP. So I have that in the back of my mind that I might need to react here, because all of a sudden, if we just start to bounce, which is unfortunately now my average because I got myself into a stupid position, I might need to react to it. So I would love a quick overshoot as we saw earlier today, but it might not happen, which is why I kind of have my finger on the trigger to get the fuck out if I need to, because today could have been way, way worse. But the major thing I need you guys to all know, the stats, facts, and figures tell us that right here, the SPY's close yesterday was 585.05. The Q's close yesterday was 500.27. The odds of us closing below these white lines on my screen, not the trend line, which I could just remove that. It's high. It's high. It's high. It's high. So I need everyone to actively know that there are better odds than not to close below 585 on the SPY. Better odds than not for the Q's to close below 500.27. Oh, brother, 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 where art thou? Where art thou, brother? All right, very quickly. Let me help out the Discord for a second. 91. Oh. All right, if you are in the Discord, I'm putting in Piper right now. That's in there. So Piper fired off. I'm kind of watching this. Stay so we can see how this goes, please, kind sir. What time is it? 11:30. I don't think I can. I need to. Well, here I could show you this one, and then obviously I will post my screenshot as I always do at the end of the day. But I could stay to watch this trade. I can stay. I just have I have a couple too many meetings that I can't just skip, but we're right at VWAP. I would love a quick little puke just so I can minimize my risk. Remember, I doubled down just to increase my chances of getting out. But obviously when you do that, you're increasing your risk as well. So I'm a little bit nervous at this level. Because just people might react to VWAP. Come on, just give me a little bit of a puke. I just need a little bit of a puke just to get out. Just to get out. I want to get out one, and then I'd go back to a normal trend following strategy for the other. See, that was the little puke. It didn't hit me, though. I've watched the trades around VWAP enough that, like, right when you're at it, like, you get a little burst of trading like we just did. Unfortunately, it only went to 26 instead of 20. So now I need another one, because if it starts to recover, as it looks like it is, I might be getting absolutely screwed. Come on, just give me a quick little fill. I just want to lower my risk. And come on. Let me just take some risk off the table, and then that would make my break even right around, on this trade, 660. But on my account, obviously, I would not be at break even. No, dude. It just hit 24. Man. It's just things like that are pure luck of, like, okay, yeah, you could have got the fill at 25, but like 5 points in NQ is like nothing. How do you know it's not just going to puke a little bit more? Are we seeing the VWAP bounce? Fuck. I was just like so close to being able to get out of one of these and really take risk off the table. And now it bounced right back up. So now I need actual, like, kind of a legitimate VWAP failure, which is possible, but remember, we're in the game of odds. We have not taken out this 1018 low quite yet. We almost tested it. We were a couple cents away. There is one trade that I'm interested in here. One trade to rule them all. Damn. Really? Classic VWAP bounce. Fuck me, dude. I just needed a little bit more, and then I could just be sitting a lot calmer rather than carrying these 2 contracts. I could have been sitting so much calmer. Instead, I now need to pray for a continuation and not, fuck. That is not what I wanted to see. That is by no means what I wanted to see. Yeah, dude, a strong bounce right off of VWAP. Fuck me, dude. Oh, look at that. A rip, a dip, another rip. Fuck, like, look how close that was. 4 points away. I thought I could be cute, and instead of doing it at break even, actually, which would have clearly hit, I was like, okay, if I could collect a couple points, it'll shave off $400 from my current standing loss, so then I'll only be down $700, and then my riding position, I only need it to go like 35 points in my favor, and I'm great, back to break even on the day. So I mean, I guess I was getting a little too cute with the trade, and it just a strong VWAP bounce, which is by many people anticipated. There's lots of people playing the VWAP level, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So now I need, unfortunately, instead of playing that little overshoot, which I tried, but I was just off by a couple points, now I need like that to actually legitimately fail, which it might. Not going to happen when I see calls being bought like no other. When I see calls just getting ripped to the upside starting at 11:30. Shit. Man, that might have been the opportunity. I could have ended my day right there. Taking a 1K hit, which for the recent performance, like I said, the account was up 13K in the past week, so I'd only be up 12K. Giving 1K back on a 13K streak, that is completely acceptable. That's completely fine. You shouldn't be expecting to go green every single day anyway. So to only give back a little bit, that probably was the play. Especially, I mean, dude, I was literally calling this out to you guys in real time. I was like, dude, VWAP bounce, VWAP bounce, VWAP bounce. And now I need to kind of white knuckle it through this bounce right here. Pray that the bounce doesn't take out this recent high just to go with this trend. Damn, it was so close. It was just so close. I really, if it took out this, how low did we get? We got to 94. It tied that low and it perfectly bounced off of it. So now I need to, like I say, white knuckle it. And this might keep going down, but I would just rather be white knuckling it with 1 contract instead of 2. I would much rather be withstanding this bounce back up in 1, because like this unrealized loss would literally be half, and it would just be so much more manageable. So much more manageable. Obviously, I need 660 to break again. I need this little mini trend line to break again. But what's weird about this is now on the second time, if we test from a momentum standpoint, if you're testing VWAP again, there actually could be an additional, like a further break now. Like, so you'd expect it to overshoot it rather than just here. So like I painted myself into a corner by doing dumb stuff, and I just need to really focus on like minimizing. Really what I want to do here is I just want to manage this. I just want to close this out. I really don't have plans to trade anything beyond this today. It's more of just this management. It's not like I'm going to try to flip it and do this, that, the other thing. I know myself enough. That's like when I get into trouble. So I'm just trying to manage this one position to the best of my ability and then just get out. Like the chance of me throwing on extra trades right now is like slim to fucking none. It would have been a very shrewd play for me to get out at break even and then see if we get this VWAP bounce. You go long right here at 11:31 and boom, I would have been already up 50 points and I probably would have been nicely in the green. But I guess I was just too married to this concept of this fill getting hit. Damn. All right, pretty brutal 10-minute bounce against me. And how much is it going to go? I mean, it all depends on the call buyers right here. Puts are being closed. Calls are being bought. The SPY delta flow is steamrolling me right now. calls are picking back up, puts are being closed. The delta is just clearly pushing to the upside. Yeah, Mag 7. We got hit, put in a lower high, got hit again, and now it's just like legitimately saving itself. The NASDAQ, also a huge pop right there at 1130. Look at that delta just ripping. The SPY also just ripping, like fucking uncontrollable. Holy shit. Like so dramatic to the upside. So incredibly dramatic to the upside. A deeper push below. Like I thought right here when we took out this low at 77 right here, I was like, okay, it snapped this options level. I thought this was going to be the test once again of 61. As soon as we took out that low, I mean, we took out the options level and the previous low. So there was that technical breakdown and an options level breakdown. I was like, okay, perfect. This is now setting up the retest of the green to red move, which we know that this could be support. But instead, it was actually just VWAP that saved it. Right here, you have strong VWAP, at least according to the futures market. And we just bounced strong. I mean, right here, you guys saw it in real time. We slightly overshot it, and then it recovered, retested, and boom, rocket ship off. VWAP isn't necessarily like my end all be all. I don't think there's anything that's necessarily like the best indicator. I think indicators are good when used in combination in conjunction with other ones. And I think that's like VWAP, it can be a very strong tool if properly executed with other ones. And we're seeing that in real time. Would I base all of my trades off of VWAP? No. Like I said, you need it in conjunction. You want to see the options level. You want to see the flow. Maybe you want to use something like super trend. But dude, I need this little bounce right here starting at 1130. I need this to fail. But it is the David Goggins of bounces. Look at this. It just keeps going. Maybe it stalled out a little bit right here. The Mag 7 is strong. The NASDAQ is strong. Things just started to go sideways like the past 2 minutes. So it's just stalled out at 5,890. So maybe we get a double top. Same high, but lower lows. I don't know. Here's what I'll do. Like I said, I know enough about myself, especially on my recent trading, that I should not be trading more today on this. I definitely shouldn't by any means. So it's just all my job is today is to manage this position. I'm not going to be getting into fresh ones. I'm literally just going to be managing this particular play to the best of my ability. If there's some random puke today without it bouncing high, yeah, maybe I'll end up in the green if it pukes enough to bring me back to net green. But if this keeps going here at a certain point, you just have to call a loser and save some of your capital. So I'll be posting that later on. I'll give you guys the update of how that does or doesn't go, just so everyone knows. Oop, hang on. My audio is a little bit weird. So I missed it. Did you close it? No, I didn't close it because I thought we were like, I had reason to believe that we were coming back to this. Like when I saw lower highs and snapping this recent low, I mean, generally in those setups, you're testing the next key level, and the next key level was the close. So pairing that together with the odds we know from Edgeful, I was like, oh, okay, we're testing 585, we're testing 500, but no, we ended up just pulling a very early U-turn, which from an odds perspective, I didn't think was that likely, but obviously low odds things can still occur. So I was trying to play the high odds thing to de-risk, and it just fucking blew up in my face, unfortunately. Really, like, dude, look at this. Holy shit. It's just still going, dude. It's, yeah, these options buyers are fucking insatiable right now. I really thought on this failure of 5,900, when this got crashed, all the call buyers would be like, dude, we are done. We just got screwed. I mean, it dropped 30 points against them, and yet they're still more than happy to buy calls. That's impressive. That is definitely impressive. I did in no way did I anticipate that occurring, but it is what it is. Like I said, I am not going to be doing any additional trading. I'm just going to be doing the management of this one position. I hope the market fails just because I want to get out of this. And maybe if there's a sell-off into close or something, I'll be able to manage it. But obviously, it is seemingly not going that way. So like I said, I try to be as transparent as I can, and I will update you guys on Twitter later with how I always take the screenshots, and I'll let you guys know how it ends. But my goal here is if it does capitulate, for this one to get filled, That will bring my net realized loss down to 700. And then what I want to do is just ride the other one. And ideally, if it goes up 700, I could set the stop right there. And then if I could catch a runner, I catch a runner. And then if I'm break even on the day, I'm break even on the day. But right now, this loss is, I'm not happy with it. Just a little bit unfortunate that right here at 11:30, we just didn't go a little bit more. Even if it went 5 cents more, I would have locked one in. I think, honestly, even if it went 3 cents more, I would have been close to, I think I need to do the quick conversion, but I think had we gone 3 cents lower, instead of 594, if we went to 591, I would have been able to lock in the one, and then I would be able to manage this whole thing so much better. So sometimes luck and variance are on your side, and sometimes you just get absolutely boned. That is the game of trading. That is 100% the game of trading. Someone said VIX is going up. No, it's not. Are you on delayed data? The VIX is dropping. You might be, if you're seeing here, it looks like you're on delayed data. The VIX is not. It's been coming down since 10:28. I wish it were going up because that would be favorable for me, which is why I was excited. But look at this. The 5-minute and the 10-minute almost broke down and then they bounce. The 5-minute and the 10-minute almost broke down and they bounce. The 30-minute this is what's messed me up all day, is this 30-minute. Is it bearish or is it bullish? We just puked and now we're bouncing all the way back up to that level. The 5-minute and the 10-minute, they went red again. And I was like, oh, and the 30 minutes red. Great. Like, I have a shot. And nope, bounce right back up. This is a brutal whipsaw day. I don't care what anyone says. The price action, it's just messed up price action. It really is. I think that there was a trade of the day at 10:07 and at like 10:21. I think those were reasonable longs. Not the best setup, but I think they were quality setups for sure. And then since then, I think this has just been a fucking mess of a Friday, but that's at least how I view the market. I hope you view it better. I hope you view it in a way that made you a lot of money. But obviously thus far, it's been a pretty rough day for me. So I'm going to leave it at that. That's what I have for you. Happy Friday. Happy Payday Friday. I hope you're up a bunch of money, and I hope you end up even more up a bunch of money by the end of today. That's what I have for you right now. Show a little bit of love to Vanquish. If you want to join up with the Discord, we've been crushing it lately. Remember, on both Vanquish and the Discord, you use that code Goonie. That's what I have for right now. We're going to be posting an update video on Sunday after getting ready for the upcoming week. So I hope to see you there. And then we'll be streaming once again on Monday. And in the meantime, I hope to catch you in the Discord. That's what I have for you guys right now. I appreciate all the good vibes. I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. I hope you have a very profitable day. I hope you crush your local Texas Roadhouse. And that's what I have for you. Thanks for all the good vibes. Peace.